Yeah, this is absolutely true. Hiko loves playing that position with it. Apex, quite as patient as Hiko plays it. No way, Pasha.
It's happening.
May have potentially bit off more than he could chew. Pasha trying to get that no-scope up toward the top of hut. Left himself quite open. Easily visible. Apex does find one on the shotgun in the end. Up, down, T-side up. Kenny backs off. Amos finds Biawi as he's not ready for the peak. It is happening, Henry. Slips up late on catwalk, and he's got confidence to get all the way at least to heaven because Neo's watching the 2 points at which he would be peaked from. Body directly below at the silo. Kenny beside it on low HP. Body's back is turned. Who does he fire first? If he has the trigger discipline, he could easily find Kenny. If he fires immediately, Kenny could turn back. I take it back. Body's turned around. So Body is watching, and he hits the headshot. That's going to put pressure on Taz, and the peak's going to come in perfectly timed. As he pulls the flashbang to support his teammate, Snacks goes down the vents. That's going to pull the shotgun after him, which actually buys space, but the shotgun chasing works, and it goes 8-7.
Who would have thought the auto shotgun is the hero of the round? It's Apex to find the first kill at Squeaky Dawn. I guess Pasha maybe outstaying his welcome in that position. Taken down. It is deadly in that upper bomb site. Down the vent as well. Also close range encounters, and it comes out on top. So a round stolen away there by G2, and they actually end up winning the half there, but not the half they wanted with a 6-0 start. Some highlights is one of the opening gun rounds. Famas in hand. Work as well. What a frustrating half towards the end though from G2. That 5-on-3 though, Matt, that would be, I'd have to take a pause after that one. I'd be so gutted of the way they approached it. Like, how disappointing for a world-class team to be reacting in that manner.
Yeah,
in a
that's
5-on-3.
true. Yep. And okay, yes, they win the half and the round immediately after, but that doesn't ultimately make up for the fact that they could have had a 9-6 half.
It just shows you where they're at right now. They're really shaky and rattled. Like, there's just no need for it.
So what character do we see from G2 on the pistol round? Because they've thrown some versatility into the mix on Nuke. With a few different rounds, a few different iterations of utility on smokes that have gone toward heaven. We saw that was obviously the first one they did with the run through ramp room and then turnpike to get up the ladder. We've seen a few smokes outer with a wrap to the main entrance. They go standard formation and just try and beat Virtus Pro down in sheer force. Not quite on Pasha's level, but he's trying. Speak of the devil.
He is.
We'll get back underway then, shall we, Hank?
You'd hope so. Let's do it.
If you don't mind.
I do not mind whatsoever. His Pasha had a very slow start into the game, but certainly got nice and warm as clutch moments came through. Some sensational play on Cash and on Nuke as well. I'd say he's been the MVP of this series so far, maybe by some considerable margin. Kenny S, by his standards, been relatively quiet. 5 sets of armor for the VP side, and we have got quite a tactical approach from G2 here. 3 smokes, 2 sets of armor, and as well. An upgraded pistol for Shoxy. This is quite interesting. This could be the full outside execution with the smokes. Not necessarily required, but it does definitely block you, making it all the way down. Or being able to spot it going all the way down. Nice little bit of damage there. Going to be Taz to defend towards the lower side.
The control room as well. Shox already bypasses him. What a shot from Body. And he's got control room covered. Shox has the vent. Body continues to be impressive as he takes down Pasha. Finally, Neo gets a response. Shox won his duel. But Neo, as soon as I get excited, decides that he's had enough of that as well. He gets taken down by Apex.
That's quite cool. You can see the objective of that. Get towards lower as quickly as possible. Get Shoxy set up in the vents with that automatic pistol. And then Body, I guess part of the tactic, he kills everyone. It will be Snacks now left in 3 versus 1. No kit available. It's very unlikely he does much more than this than a couple of kills. Can't even manage that. It's Apex down to 1 HP. Just going to be trying to hide at this point. Can't do it. So Snacks will be dropped as well. I love that play. Just get the CZ in towards the vents, because anyone dropping down, you just mow them with the CZ-75. G2 now winning both pistols. And remember, they had the 6-0 start. His Body, really nice work towards Secret, then lower the ramp. Headshots all over the place. Again. You'll see a force buy from Virtus Pro. We'll find out now. Do indeed. CZ, Scout, and Snacks. The P250 Pasha, who's been finding everything with the Scout itself. He gets dropped the Scout and gives himself head armor. So he's feeling confident. And G2, normally a team that like buy up or like Mac 10s and stuff like that, they'll be having rifles across the board. Quite nice to see.
It's true. It's a good point. We don't see it as often anymore. These guys are old school.
Yeah.
It's team. And the benefit of it is the SMGs that they get you more kill reward. You can build more up with them. You can afford to go for the bonus round. And if you lose one, it's not the end of the world because you're just going to reinvest either into a rifle, likely into a rifle in most situations. If you can keep all 5 rifles up, then it absolutely has its benefits in the same respect. But as soon as you have to reinvest a bunch, so if this round gets costly, that's when they... I think that's why a lot of teams get discouraged by them early.
Yeah.
Pasha nearly got the headshot. That was all that showed.
Axe coming in though, and he gets taken down. Once. Have an area, still with 95 HP, but this is looking like a very convincing round for G2, staying as a tight fragging unit. Unlikely they get denied anything here. Starts hitting precision headshots at this point.
Got that one not tagged. Finally, he gets one of them. Kenny, it looked like was hit twice. Now Apex touched.
Hit another one.
He's got 3 shots that have done massive damage, but unfortunately, I don't think anyone else is going to pursue because they've got some investment into the pistols. So it's all for naught.
It is, but he definitely gave them an opportunity there. Snack's getting that intel.
Yeah, he's fancying it. 2 kills would be something. Gonna get one as well. Finds Kenny. That was one of the low tag players sitting around 30 HP. They know he's inside of the vents now, but what's his plan? Instead, actually, this is even better because he's funneled them directly toward where his teammates are. Bialy could actually, with the CZ, find no one at all. But then, okay, Pasha's still around. I thought he would just try and run with the scout, but instead, okay, so they get 1 more than they should have. If they had found 2 kills on the exit, all due to Snacks pushing down the vents, I would have thought that was brilliant.
Yeah.
Now it's just average.
Good shot here by Pasha there. A little quick scope once again. Seems to be his calling card in this series. Managed to win the round there. There was the force buy from the CT side. But nice approach there from G2. Got the opening pick towards lower. As we said, staying as a tight fragging unit. Towards lower. Definitely took some damage, but ultimately 3 players surviving. Round 1. Full eco for Virtus Pro in the next round. And on the T side as well. So this is looking pretty healthy. NBK with the Mac 10. 4 AKs around him. And just a CZ and a PG50 for the CT forces. Snacks. Those upgraded pistols, and they'll have a little stack towards RAM. I think absolutely everyone's going to be here having a party.
I like parties. 2 still with the lead. And if the momentum seemed to not be going their way at all in the second quarter, I guess, if you will. Side with shocks. Not much Virtus Pro can do so. The stack at ramp. A gamble that will not pay off, I'm afraid. No sooner will I say that when they all rotate lower and somehow find kills, but for now it certainly has not paid off. Search everywhere. Pasha's already down below. Bomb needs to go upper, therefore. Bomb's not willing to commit yet until they know that the upper side is for sure clean and clear, which it now is. So they'll run it in and get the plant finally. MBK would love to run around and get a few kills right now with the Mac 10. Chase, as Neo does go down, they won't go any further. Looked like they would just try and get a few kills on the board by getting him, but now he's starting to farm up the cash. That's exactly what he wants. He'll continue around the corner as well as Pasha. Snacks back off. Taz as well. Pasha's tagged. Both of them are very low, but either way, round done. I'm just talking for the sake of it at this point, Henry, to be honest, as Apex gets in position and G2 will find number 11. Now we get into the gun rounds for Virtus Pro.
Oh, we will indeed. G2, let's just notice, let's have a little recap, shall we, before we get into this one. Winning both pistols, it's G2 with the 6-0 start, 3-0 in the second half as well. So that's 9 rounds they've got at the beginning of 2 halves there. So it's going to be a massive disaster for them if this game slips by the wayside. But for now, it's looking pretty good. Let's see what we've got in store for this first gun round then. I'll have a look at the buys momentarily. No AWP available for VP. That's not the end of the world. Same story for G2 as well, but they are fully equipped. Not a single kit on the Polish side, or an incendiary either. So luckily no rushing coming through by G2, so won't be punished for that just yet. Give it this first gun round. Can't really allow that bomb to go down towards lower. The retake will be such a nightmare of the kit itself.
Now he waits on top of hut. Body inside of the door. Smoke down instead. Covers both the window and the doorway when opened. His headset hangs rather loosely. Now as he gives his ear a little scratch. Obviously inside booth, so they don't have to wear the noise cancelling. Body is still hoping to get out the door at some point in time, and I think this will be the ticket. As Kenny sets back to nade it. As they call, Biawi has to be ready for it. Naded in, Molotov's out, smoke to Annex. Biawi's still sitting on the corner. Flashes are bypassing him, he's shot though. Body's gonna know that he's there. They won't commit to it, however. Instead, it's over to Ramp. Good lineup from Taz. 2 for him. Pasha lines up a third, but can't catch it. Taz tries to swing and go for the trade, but Body gets over in time, and we find ourselves in a 3-on-3.
Fantastic work there by Taz, almost getting more than 2, but still the 3-on-3. Neo in a great position here to shut this round down. It's Body who has to go absolutely wild here. Pre-fires towards the rafters. Neo with a double, that should be the round. It's Shoxy with 20 seconds remaining. 35 HP. Will make his way towards the vent. Bialy ready and waiting, gets the instant punish. First go round on the board for Virtus Pro. A little bit dicey towards the end there. The full execution from G2, basing all the utility, potentially a rotation there as well. The VP don't take the bait, and Taz with the double frag. Couldn't get more than that. It was a good recovery by G2, but went back towards upper. And as we said, pre-firing the rafters is a very common position. It's so difficult to get out of the hut. Body didn't expect Neo to be so close. Double spray down and top fragging for them as well. 16 to 12. Money should be fine for the G2 side. You can see it being whittled down though. And AK's across the board once more. Whoever wins this round will send their opposition towards an eco, actually, so this is massive. Round number 20, and a fast play towards our side, at least for Apex and Body. Smokes are good. Ooh. Snacks won't be able to do anything about that. Gets a bit of damage off. Oh my goodness. Close there.
Not a ton of damage, but enough. Something to note. The M4s and FAMAS is more viable, perhaps. Waits down below for them to enter through on secret. Body and Apex. The first to go in will smoke off Biawi immediately. The question is, does he push behind it? They're going to make a lot of noise to go toward decontamination. He decides to wait at control room stairs instead because he can always open it up and counter off the position. Apex is getting closer as well, as Taz not willing to commit to the site yet. Smoke dissolves back to the same position. Biawi's caught Body going back. Now, that might suggest they are leaving the site, that they're not actually going to go on to B, and Apex is swinging through. Taz had no idea, so they still get some ground to work with, but Biawi's more than aware the bomb is not committed to B.
35 seconds here. Will be near to take one down in the lobby area, but that gives him the advantage in the final play. Looks like he'll be coming towards lower potentially as Kenny S goes for the plant.
And that all has to do with the second kill, not Biawi. They let him go by getting Taz. They swing it around. Biawi's still alive, therefore finds Apex through the door. But it's slowly coming down to him being the factor. Neo gets toward the vents. Neither have a kit. Unfortunately, Neo in such a linear position gets tapped away by Shox. Biawi gets aggressive. Hole in the door. Kenny's able to spot him.
Good round there from G2, well recovered, especially Shoxy from the ramp area. There's tapping away at the vent itself, gets the headshot, secures the round, and that's going to be a really harsh reset for VP as well in the closing few rounds of Nuke. They've won both pistols, had great starts on either half, and it's looking likely to convert this map to a victory as well. This was VP's pick, but G2 certainly no slouches on it either. We had the stats coming into this one. In 2017, G2 have got a 7-1 record. It's going to be better. It's going to be all the Revolver just to know it's coming out. It's VP with 11-2. The Revolver for Snacks.
All right,
I don't
Snacks.
know why he's making this a thing.
He's done it before.
Got one kill of it before, true.
One kill. That's good enough. Name another gun that if they had one kill on, we would mention it.
They gave.
Okay, fair enough. I'll give you that. MBK had 5 once.
Did he?
On overpass at Sandbags. Maybe that was... No, that was MBK, I'm pretty sure. Might have been Happy, I can't remember. It's when I was a very young boy. I don't remember.
Take the revolver over the deagle into the server. That's a statement in itself.
I'm electing to go. Wait, 2-second pre-bolt.
I just want it to work. Don't get me wrong. I want to see it work. Break the game.
Make 1,000 kids on matchmaking switch their loadout. Pasha goes up. Flash was there, but he couldn't find the shots against Kenny, and Snacks goes down without a fight.
Could have been the start of something great. If he gets that kill at Secret, he gives Snacks a bit of time there to work at the revolver. He could have got a kill, but that was a bit of a whiff from Pasha. That range of the CZ, you expect him to find the kill. This is looking likely to be quite the clean round now from G2. 13-8 will be your scoreline. Money still won't be fantastic on the VP side going into round number 22. It's Neo. Dead now, of course. As Apex takes him down. One bullet in the side of the head.
Makes no mistake about it.
Need to make a decision here. Do they take a pause? And so they will be buying, but what's the play? We haven't seen the AWP once really in the second half. The revolver more than we have seen the AWP. There's a stat for you. Navarika, as I said, before they take a pause and consider it, I don't have the money in front of me, but I could take a guess that it was not enough to buy here. So they could allow G2 to get to 14-8. The revolver's out again. We get to see this once more.
Come on, Railgun. That's enough. Sit down, son. Stay humble.
I don't know why it's being a thing in this tournament.
Gotta have some fun here and there, right?
Yeah, I guess.
Never take life too seriously. You'll, I don't know, something like that. Shocks. It's flashed in. It doesn't catch Neo, but it doesn't matter. He doesn't have a gun. And it all gets finished off by Apex as well. 14-8. Virtus Pro not finding much on the CT side of Nuke at all. Economy's been an issue. If they can get one, maybe there's something they can jump into and pull this back, but it's going to be very difficult at this point in time.
Or conservative approach. The fact that didn't force into that round, they probably could have got Famises and a couple of M4s. Here we go, do or die time for the Polish side. Looking to make massive comeback here. Pasha on the AWP. Time in the second half. 4 and 4s, no kits once again. That's been a massive problem. Revolver is in the back pocket of Shoxy, just a no. You get a chance to see it again. Watch outside at this point. Shoxy, Asada, and GT have already made their way down towards lower, but Taz is ready and waiting. He probably gets taken down here, just about getting away with it. Knows there's a chance he gets dropped, and 3 kills come in for Virtus Pro. Putting down the fast approach very quickly indeed, and it will be Kenny S, the final player for G2 in the 5 versus 1. But it's still beneficial, man, just to get any kills he can. We know the money's running low here. Don't let them get back into this game. Should be dropped here. Good play from Taz. Really calm stuff. He's like very cerebral today. Every situation just maximizing his chances of winning the round.
He's had enough.
Had enough.
He is finally deciding to don the cape and be the hero. Dig deep, find the form. It's all about, by the way, this economy battle. Like I say, they got to 14 rounds. There's still a chance Virtus Pro can pull this back.
Oh, absolutely.
Now that they've got
16 at the top, there's always a chance.
Oh, absolutely. Well, okay, yes. Fat Lady sings and all that, but more importantly, where they just kept pretty much everyone alive, everyone indeed alive, so they build the economy up, they avoid potential reset for the next round, and it gives them even a lifeline to buy and play for overtime, so they've just got to build a bank and stay in this and inch it out.
Keeping 5 players alive in certain rounds, that's going to help, and here's Taz. I thought he goes down here. Timing's just about save him. Second kill was great, Body just wasn't ready for that angle. Gets the third as well, as Kenny S dropping down from silo. Takes him on. And here we go. Round number 24. All back once again, this time for Kenny S as well. Money pretty decent for the GT side, as you can imagine. They get a full buy here. Finally, some kits for VP as well. Number 24. Smokes towards outer. They've been very good at getting towards secret here. Make no mistake about that. G2 haven't given much away in that respect. And that's why previous iterations of Nuke and CSGO especially have got quite stale, because every team would just run this same strategy of those smokes. There's not really much you could do about it.
Snacks is tried to look through the smoke with the same sort of external vision he had last time, but couldn't find the shots. He's subsided the fact the position is lost, and Biawi has to rotate down toward decontamination stairwell. Snacks is therefore closer at Big Garage if they go backwards or if there's a chance to flank. He'll go now. Biawi's already confirmed one quick kill. He's not committed yet, but Biawi's still holding his position. Will take the bomb down out of Apex's hand. The fact that he spotted that, he can call for the rotation. Kenny immediately gets a response. Snacks can't leave Big Garage, however. 2 players still outside holding him in place, MBK and Shox.
He's so brave. Goes down to 40 HP, goes to the spam. It was almost dead on as well. It's Shoxy stuck out on the red crate there.
That's a spam you may not do with the A1 or A4, excuse me.
Yeah. Oh!
Okay, that's fine. Forget spray. What a shot from Shox.
Unbelievable. One tap from hell. And then we'll be 30 seconds remaining. Taz in a great position here, though. This is the sort of plays where you need 1 kill, deny that plant, and that's the round. MBK doesn't really have the time to check towards that position. They could be splitting towards upper as well. Shoxy, with the godlike timing here, will be coming behind them from the ladder position. Pasha, he's almost certainly dead here as Shoxy comes in, but it might be too late. The bomb needs to be denied, and Taz certainly doing a good job of that.
Oh my god,
no,
oh my god, I thought
Shoxy
Shox was going to be found. Taz knows he's there. He has time to get out from the dark spot, even though it was cold, and he swings. You nailed it, Henry. Taz had the position. You made no mistake. We're up to 14-10.
Yeah, absolutely. Gets that 1 kill, and Shoxy, it was a sloppy kill, but regardless, he wasn't going to win that round. Maybe he gets the second frag on Taz, but doesn't have a huge outcome on the round. This certainly did, though. Bialy gets the call. They've made their way down towards Secret once again. He gets the double kill there. I say only. He gets 2 kills. Kenny finally takes him down, but that was enough to buy some time, and Taz to get towards the shadow area and lower. It's the big kill, and it's starting to fall apart a little bit here for G2 now. This will pretty much be their final buy, looking for match point. AKs across the board. Slightly limited in utility. A couple of Molotovs to work with, though. Getting to round number 25. This game is going to be going all the way. That was a risky play from Apex. No smoke to cover him there. He's made it, though. Undetected, at least, as well. Bialy looking towards the hut. Can cover Squeaky as well. Won't take the shot just yet, but Pasha certainly will. Good lord, takes him down. Combat AWPing on the bomb site floor. Now they have the advantage.
Pasha to the top of the hut. Apex will already be clearing toward lower as well. Body awaits his fate on entrance. Now he's hoping he tries to get toward the vents quick enough and he can catch him up before doing so, but with ramp already open and reasonable territory gained, more so watch Apex, because Taz, yep, no idea, down. That opens ramp entirely. Pasha's here nearby, but it's the shots toward the ramp room and radio, rather, excuse me, that he has to find first. They actually backed off that. I thought they would chase him around the corner.
With the time they have remaining, you think that would be the call, but the bomb will be planted here. It's the advantage for VP, but maybe not for long. Apex looking to nail this shot, but can't do it. It's Snacks chasing him down, capitalizes. Huge advantage now for the Polish side, but still Kenny is alive with the AWP.
Doors not yet open. Hole in it. Did they spot it? Usually a hole indicates someone's definitely in there trying to play it, and Kenny was. He found Neo. He was traded back, and Pasha was arriving slowly the whole time. The man they didn't chase finds the way back in.
Correct. Shoxy left in a difficult situation in terms of the clutch. Almost got that kill on the rotating Pasha of the AWP, but taken down with the CZ-75. Apex found in the opening. He was down towards lower. Nice and quick. Found Taz at the ramp room. That was their chance to strike, but it wasn't enough. Bomb planted. Kenny S locked in towards Toxic. They have got money still. G2 with third stage loss bonus and bombs going down in the previous round as well. Shoxy just to know 25 kills. Above water, financial respect, and they'll have MBK, the only compromise already with the UMP, 4 AKs around him. Down about a 5 VP, it seems. Just break the money of the French side. They'll be so close to tying things up.
Yeah, he wants to the door. Yeah, once more. He
didn't get detected it before, right? It was
no.
Pasha that took the aggro away.
He was never spotted once in this position. Spotted many times on top of the hut, but not there. As Kenny is still on the other side, AK in hand.
Execution coming in from G2 here. A set piece, we call this. You line up smokes, Molotovs, flashbangs, objective. Get the bomb down and up, and maybe sneak it down towards the ramp, but it's a coordinated approach that's been practiced.
Smoke we saw being lined up is the heaven smoke. Only one Molotov. Apex has that. If it gets bounced down as well. Shox has left the roof already. We believe that Apex is still up there. Wash out, door open, Neo above, he'll pull the aggro from Biawi. They're gonna go in, check it from the window, he still finds two, nearly sprays it back to get Kenny as well.
Good lord, very well done by Bialy, but it might not be done just yet. Kenny S with the bomb, gets a double kill, should be able to get the plant here as well and keep the money strong for G2. Definitely gets the bomb at this point, and he'll be looking to clutch this out. Definitely capable of doing so. He's got full HP, but maybe not so much anymore. He gets his head blown off by Pasha, but good effort. 2 kills and the bomb down means they can keep buying that. That's the aim of the game. Keep applying that pressure. Not allowing VP to have a second to calm down here. Getting deeper and deeper into the loss bonus. I think they're at the 4th stage now. Bomb going down, an extra $800 per player. That was the set piece, but Bialy, as we said, didn't get spotted in that position before. He gets one from the hub and then drops down. 2-man spray down with low HP. Great stuff. Looking for the 2-0, Virtus Pro. The chase in the CT side, and like I said, money's still fine for G2, everything else losing so many rounds. Orbs out for Kenny S, albeit a glass cannon. Mini has no protection or comfort of armor. He'll go towards that squeaky pick here and presumably find it. Oh, maybe not. Bialy gets tagged down, but how is he still alive? There it is. Body finally takes him down. Bit of a misplay with the smoke being brought out. And Shoxy looking to pick up the pieces here as he makes his way towards main. But Neo very aware of that prospect. Smokes him out.
Yep, absolutely. Good read by Neo.
Oh, Snacks is going to love.
Called that one's gone to the roof. Skylight's being blown out late. They're going to try and flash Shox in.
They don't have any flashes.
They don't. That's true. They've got 2 smokes.
Bit of a problem to get in towards up with no flashes at all. Heaven perhaps eradicate one of the risks.
Shox goes now. Does find the shot on Neo and a good find by MBK as well. Map point certainly close enough by. It's almost within reach for G2. Pasha wants back up on AWP from Vents. This is tough. More so because he's lost Taz. He's in a 1 versus 4. No idea that he's in this position. But my god, it's going to be tough to work with. MBK, does he see underneath of him? Doesn't. Pasha, he's got a smoke and a kit. Body still in position as well on top of the site. Oh, I think he's just been spotted. He was. Oh, man.
Good effort.
It was. I think it was actually MBK dropping down to leave through Squeaky that saw him in the window.
Yeah, well, he was trying to work out, is there any way I can win this situation? Is there anything that I can do? Is there a weakness here? I'm behind one of them. I've spotted the second, and then, like you said, he did get caught out. Maybe if he gets that first kill, drops the smoke, full defuse, there's like a maybe 5% chance he gets it.
That would have been so ridiculous. But it's map point G2. A 3rd map might be possible. It's Inferno. It's Kenny S. Tries to get quickly into position outside. Shots out from the CZ75. They're pulled back as Apex gets the shot immediately back into Snacks. But it's MBK to follow up on Neo. And it's falling apart for Virtus Pro until such time that Pasha gets ready toward heaven. A decent find on MBK, but commits too far, and Body's able to take him down. And a 4 versus 2.
3rd map potentially incoming now. It's a 4 versus 2. Bialy and Taz up against it. They have got a kip, a couple of flashbangs, but outnumbered and outgunned. This flashbang could do it. It's actually the smoke that locks him out of position as well, but Bialy does find the headshot. There still could be a chance for this one.
Good shot indeed. Through the gap as well, he's got another. It's low HP for Apex! Taz and Bialy refuse to give up, and they get the site back.
Another huge lead for G2. They've lost 5 on 3s and now a 4 on 2. That's an unbelievable retake, and they've given so many targets before they even get near the bomb. G2 give up another huge play. Good lord, it's Bialy who seems to be looking incredible here on Nuke, and I can't believe G2 have let that happen again. They're trying to face at the same time and shut it down as quickly as possible, but they're not playing for the bomb. They give it up once again. First kill comes in, that's fine. Shoxy's just holding towards main, but the fact he gets given so many opportunities at this point, but that smoke's down as well. Kenny S didn't have to go for that. Body especially. It all falls apart, they're denied. Taking this right here, right now. They still have map point, of course, but they've lost their bonus, their build-up of cash. They get the bomb down, there'll probably still be another buy here, but lose this round, overtime very likely. You can see it's weak going into this one. Round number 29. Good low, 4 AKs. They do have smokes and flashbangs, 1 Molotov, but lose this, they'll only have $1,900 coming to the bank account. Someone was destined for overtime. They have to close it out now. They can't mess around. There's no chance in the 30 of just the pistols. What a retake. I thought we were over.
Yep. Starting to build up the Inferno storyline. Snacks tries to fire outside. He gets shocks down to 36.
Oh, the nade would have done it.
Yeah. Yep. Blocked on the way by. Snacks. No gap. Wants to try and swing in behind. Apex was ready. Snacks was too. Further damage. Neo combines. They spray them down. Bomb is dropped. And 15-14 looks likely. It's on to Kenny.
He's still got a chance in this one. It's 3 versus 1. Galil in hand. Wants to upgrade to one of those AKs on the floor. AK thrown out. And it will be the flashbang deployed.
Oh my god. Oh, Taz was behind him. It was smart. He didn't want to go for the AK because he didn't want to be caught without the gun at the ready. The flash bought him space, but not enough because Taz was behind him. And now we do get round 30.
And no bomb planted means that's almost no money. 1,900 bucks. That 4 versus 2 map. Do get better chances than that to close out maps. We know that our team is affected by those sort of outcomes, and here we go then, potentially the last round or the beginning of overtime. 1 AK-47, a Galil, 3 CZ. The scoreline's 15-14 in G2's favor on the T side of Nuke.
Shots through the smoke. No, he doesn't quite land it. Snacks. He's going to try and push. Or is he? He sits as always, patient as ever. He's going to wait. MBK is going to go over to the red crate. Snacks is going to end up being behind them. MBK considers it with a quick spam, but he hasn't figured it out. Snacks has maybe waited too long because they're already down in secret. Good find up close as Kenny continues to try and get forward.
This could still go either way with Kenny S and the AWP in hand. He'll get in the vents. This is brave. Spots nothing there, but he hits the shot regardless. Bialy might have given it up then. 3-on-3 as Neo rotates through. Snacks still so far removed. The bomb yet to be planted. It looks like Body's going to take care of that and get it down towards lower.
In the vents, the op becomes a shotgun almost with rather tight choke points and narrow corridors, but it's the bomb plant that matters now for G2. Snacks works his way down. Body, he's going to cover off the flank from the back of Secret. And MBK, he kills off Snacks. It's Neo that gets in the side. He's in the open. The more missed shots he fires, the more chance he gets found. And Kenny finds him perfectly. They know Taz is in the side. A 3-man peek coming through, and I think G2's done just enough. It is Kenny S that will make sure of it.
Oh, they get through by the skin of their teeth there. 1 AK-47, a Galil, and CZ-75s. It's Kenny S with the AWP that hits a hell of a shot towards events. Bialy could have stopped it there and then and forced overtime. But they managed to avoid it after winning both pistols. A 6-0 start, 4-0 in the second half. G2 just about do it. Not in the cleanest of fashion, but it's done. And we're going to Inferno.
And Inferno should be awesome between these two teams. A hell of a win yesterday by Virtus.pro against FaZe on it. But it's G2 that have forced the series longer, and it was done by a good start. If you don't get those 6 rounds early on, if you don't get the economy rolling, I really don't think they would have been able to hold on toward the end of the game, because things definitely slipped away.
I absolutely agree there, and it will be disappointing for Virtus.pro, but what a comeback that was. Some of the plays they were making and some of the blunders G2 were presenting as well. The 5-on-3 at ramp comes to mind, the 4-on-2 clutch as well, giving it up to Bialy and Taz in that sort of manner, not even letting them get near the bomb. It was definitely a touch-and-go game, and with the start they had, G2 I think will have a little bit of a discussion outside. That was a hollow victory at best, but they have made it to Inferno, and we'll throw it over to the boys to break this one down before we come back with that map.
He is mad as he has found out about 1xBet too late and failed to spend all his winnings. Register on the website of the bookmaker and get the bonus of up to €100. 1xBet, it's time to win.
By the skin of their teeth, G2 take us to Inferno. What a series that was. I'm joined by none other than Chad Birchall and Janko Paunovic, our 2 analysts here in St. Petersburg, to try and comprehend and piece together what we've just witnessed, because I thought we were witnessing a historical Virtus.pro victory. That 2v4, I don't know what to say. I'm sure G2 don't know what to say. They win both pistols. Everything you asked for the G2 win conditions comes true, Yanko. And yet, it's a full 30-round game.
You know, that 2v4 is like, we always talk about, you need to have the mindset when you're playing the game. What's the best move I can go for my team to win the round?
Yep.
That should be your only focus, how you make your decisions in-game, right? It seemed like G2's, you know, thought process was, what's the best move I can make for my team not to win the round? Because they were like just taking fights in a 4v2, one by one, for absolute no reason. It's like after the first guy dies, you get the information, just play it safe, bait for each other, play the contact. They just all peaked one by one, lost the fights. And honestly, I thought it was going to be overtime after that round. They really seemed like they were tilted.
I guess credit as well, credit to Bialy, because, I mean, admit, yes, G2 making mistakes, but that was their way back in, right, Chad? That was going to be...
Yeah, you definitely have to capitalize on those, but just to build on the mistakes of G2 a little bit more, in the first half, that 3v5 scenario where they had the 2 entry kills at ramp, and then for whatever reason, they went on a fact-finding mission again on the CT side. You just sit back and play the bomb sites at that point, right? You have the number advantage, trade out efficiently, you win the round every day of the week. They decided to go for a fight and made their life a lot harder, and VP definitely put up a really good first half. You know, I think when they were able to get under and convert, that was fantastic. It just seemed like every time they were getting into lower, they were winning those rounds. The first 6 rounds of the game, I thought this is just going to be a blowout because G2 looked dominant like we had seen in the group stage. The first 6 rounds, they had everybody got, not everybody, G2 opened up. They entries every time. They were dictating. They were the ones opening up the scoreboard, and it just looked like, well, you know, VP are in trouble now. And then they cooled off.
Yeah. I think unfortunately that technical pause really ruined the momentum for G2. They were really rolling what we discussed in the pregame, right? They need that good start to get back into the groove of things. So for VP, it's unfortunate that they themselves got off to a bad start in both halves, because you could see how in gun rounds they could actually grind their way back.
While it was on our screen, Zenko, what did you make of VP's second round bye?
It's one of those situations where it's simply preference, right? You have both schools of thought. One is, why do you give them a chance if you lose that round to get an easy start and bring them back into the game? The other thought process is, if you win that round, you just destroy them completely. You know, especially if you can win against the force buy that they're going to pull off. If you get that 2-1, 3-1 start, that's probably where, you know, G2 just crumbles.
Also, I'd like to raise my hands in the air and declare I am now a Pasha Biceps fanboy.
Just now? Took it too long.
I mean, well, you see, you know how I said...
Papa knows his...
I've always admitted to be a Fallen fanboy. I've always made that clear for his AWPing style. And now it seems like Pasha's just doing the same, but with a bit more muscle mass, and I like that. Yeah, that was... I genuinely, as someone that's watched a whole lot of Counter-Strike, and you guys have too, I haven't seen him play like that before.
I can't remember a time he's all played
first half of 2014 when he was playing like the best player in the world and VP won a major. So there's that. Also interesting to see the dynamic of, you know, Taz playing a ramp, Neo playing upper. It's actually working out quite well for them. Taz on these rotations into secret has been very effective and so forth. You know, it's unfortunate to say in a game like this, but, you know, VP was just like a far better team. You know, like in the rounds they won, they like looked better. It was more convincing, barring that just 5-0, 6-0 start from G2. That's where they looked super solid. But for G2, their round wins were so scrappy. You know, I feel like that no-scope from Kenny in the last round, that like won them the game. You know, that one kill won them that round because it completely turned the tides of it.
This is that round we were talking about. You can see Bialy cannot believe his luck. Every fight he wants, he gets given.
And also G2, so the 2v4 round, they go for an upper split fast into main, right, through their own smoke. The round after that, they go for the exact same thing. Now, you know, you're going to say, like, maybe mind games, they're not going to expect that, but that's a very easy round to call what's happening. You know, when you see them in the same formation, you just call, hey, they're doing this, they're repeating the same strat. And because it happened the previous round, everyone knows what that means and which areas they need to focus on the most if you're on the CT side. They completely shut them down. I think it was a terrible call. It's like the end of the game, you know, it's your bye round. Like,
I mean,
think it through, take a timeout. Why don't you take a timeout after you lose that 2v4? Obviously, it's a tilting round. Like, those are the things that really bother you about G2. Those are some, like, clear decisions that are not being made, or the wrong ones are being made.
You need an authority figure to say, take one. Just take your 40 seconds.
Someone with common sense.
It's actually Smith's job, right?
That's Smith's just saying, guys, you're going to take one. I don't care what you want.
Well, maybe because, like, you know, if you're the... I mean, it should be, but knowing the dynamic of this team, does he really have the authority? You know, if the rest of the team just wants to, like, get it done, for him to say no.
I mean, it's 5 against 1. I don't see a world where Smith has.
That's rough.
But he probably should though, like in
it should,
in a dream world.
I agree with you. He should be able to do that.
Especially because he's not as not as invested. That's the wrong word. But you know what I mean. He's not as directly connected to the game where he doesn't kind of get lost in the emotional fray. Yeah, he shouldn't exactly. And that's where maybe you need someone like that. Look at the head-to-heads though. For someone that was having a fantastic game, Shox did manage to get some fantastic one-on-one stats. He barely lost out on the duels with anyone apart from Neo.
I think it needs to be noted how much space Apex was finding on that T side, getting down secret, getting down the vent. Sometimes he'd go through ramp. It just felt like he was under, and the rest of the team didn't know how to capitalize correctly, or VP were putting up a wall to stop anything, because he was under for 30 seconds. There was a couple of rounds there where he just had the bomb site, and it just felt like the rest of the team couldn't find a way or couldn't come up with a solution of how to get to him, and VP weren't biting too hard. It's like, well, okay, he's down there, but the bomb's not there, he's on his own, like, let's just stop the rest of the attack and we can deal with it that way.
Ooh, I'm exhausted. I'm sure the players are too. They're going to be taking just a short break to prepare themselves for our next map, and I just want to make sure we've got everything said about Nuke, because I think we need to start talking third map. We talked about it, didn't we, in the in the initial pre-match, like, once the veto goes down, we could have a legendary Inferno on the cards, and I just want you guys to help me understand whether or not that's actually a possibility, because we've just spent the majority of G2's map win praising Virtus Pro. I mean, that's
hold tight, open your head, take a glass, don't be scared.
Станьте ближе.
Boss The Scent Intense. Новые ароматы для него
И для нее.
только в магазинах Литуаль.
Нам сказали, помните, чему вас учили. И вернетесь домой живыми.
Им нужны евреи. Слушай, пан, или пропал. Все нас к этому вело. Получите наборы новых карт на 30 дней раньше. Только на PlayStation 4. Для игроков.
5 down and ending it, what was it, 8-7? Like, that's mad math. That's bad math.
Something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, they had about 7 towards on the half change, which is just, you know, credit where credit is due. They looked fantastic. Chad, then Inferno. Do you kind of agree entirely with what Yanko's saying, where because of the scenario and because of the teams and the players that are on stage, it's not so much to do with how their map has looked in the past or whatever else, it's to do with what those two maps have done to them?
I think so. I think true to form, you know, Pasha's still looking strong on the AWP, so that's a positive sign coming into a map like Inferno where we've seen him have impact this tournament. I think this is great for G2 though. They got that win. I know it was close, I know, but they're still in this. I think any reserves that they might be having, you know, about struggling in this matchup or losing their map pick, or, you know, just having a pretty average game just then that they still got the victory on, right? That should be gone now. This is the last map. They're in the series. Should. So this is where I would expect them to come out swinging, or I want them to come out swinging and just be super aggressive, super cocky, take the fight to VP, because when they were doing that in the early stages of Nuke, they were winning. It looked like they had a plan and that plan was working. As soon as they lost track of that, VP got in control. So that's really important, not to let VP be the one setting the pace. I think G2 need to be confident. They need to be setting the pace, and then sure, you take your foot off the gas, but make sure you're actually you're the ones choosing to do that. Don't let VP be bullying you around if you're on G2.
If you want any additional insight, by the way, into what Shox is saying in that pre-match, in this now ahead of Inferno, I really recommend you guys hit up over on YouTube and just type in that Shox pre-game hype.
Shox motivational speech.
Motivational speech, because it gets me going every time. Have you seen it, Chad?
I think so.
So. Someone kindly did the translation.
5 fingers of one fist.
Yeah, we are the 5 fingers of one fist. Yeah, if we get a kill, we trade it. If we enter the site, you come with me. It's like, I'm just sitting there like, I would go to battle for you, Richard Papillon. Richard. Excusez-moi. But yeah, no, truly worth checking out in this hiatus between maps, just so you realize that, like, I think that's what's happening right now. We're getting like a This Is Sparta kind of speech coming out from Shoxy as they prepare themselves for war. And it will be one map of Counter-Strike to determine if this dream run from Virtus Pro can be realized, or if G2 can go ahead and get another trophy in this part of the season. We saw them in Sweden doing so, and now they're looking to do it in St. Petersburg. But standing in their way is a polar bear that's, well, it's used to the cold and looking good as we head into the warmth of Inferno. Chadney.
Yeah, well,
I want you to give me a rundown of, if I ask genuine, and you can't do that, oh yeah, sit on the fence. Last map, you've seen good examples of what looks good and bad from both teams. I want you to tell me who's going to take it, and I want you to tell me what thought process is going through your mind when you say so?
I feel like G2, and this is the should, I feel like G2 are going to come out like swinging and very confident in this last map. I think they're just going to reset mentally completely, and we're going to see the G2 we saw earlier in the tournament. I think that they're going to come out and just be very strong, very individual, and setting the tone, like I was saying. And I think that they're going to take the series 2-1. Now, in terms of like what they're going to do differently in their approach, I can't give you like a tactical breakdown because we didn't get to see a lot in a 16-4 victory over ASTRALIS so earlier in the tournament, right? Was it against ASTRALIS? My memory's not serving me fantastically. Yeah, it was ASTRALIS on Inferno. The opening day. No one's nodding. You guys are leaving me out here. Maybe you don't remember either.
Chad, it's been a long tournament.
Yeah, it has been a long
just
tournament.
go with it.
Yeah, let's pretend.
People are going to correct you on the internet no matter what you say. So,
but I don't know. I don't know why. It's because Yanko and I did an impromptu analyst segment last night in the bar.
Yeah.
And I was asked what I thought. My gut feeling was 2-1 G2.
2-1 G2.
That's the best rationale I can give you.
Okay. I mean, Yanko, can you give me any more?
Drunk gut feeling. There's no better thing.
There's nothing better, yeah.
I think that the fact that VP has proven throughout this series that they are still able to grind out games and gun rounds, and the way they called against FaZe on this map, presumably Taz did, was just so good. Not in a sense that they anti-stratted FaZe, they were just on the fly, realizing what the setups were based on, what utility was being thrown and, some of the calls, sound cues, and so forth, and they had the perfect calls for the different setups that FaZe was running. Now, I did say G2 likes to play more in your face than FaZe did, especially towards that A-bomb side, so it's not going to be as easy to execute on them, but for G2, I feel, again, if they don't get off to a good start, they just seem in a very bad place for whatever reason. It's like you're in the semifinals, it's 1-1. What are you tilted about? Just you have to focus on the game. The communication has to be very much on point. That comes from the atmosphere within the team. When VP plays like a default style and they're taking map control, you need to communicate. You need to talk about, okay, pop flash me mids, so we retake this, or let's pop flash into banana, check that, get map information, get, a kill. If everyone's feeling down for some reason, that communication is missing, and that's where VP just takes over you pretty much.
No, absolutely.
But for prediction-wise, I feel like VP is going to close this out here 2-1.
Okay. It's interesting you use the word communication. If we do cast your mind back to Kenny S's interview with the guys here at Epicenter, the word that he said more than anything else was communication. He believes that is kind of the basis and what's the best word, foundation of how G2 as a team operate. Communication, good communication, clear, concise, and everything else in between. Going up against a Virtus Pro that have managed to do the unthinkable.
You would think the communication on a team like VP at this point of them being together for 4 years would be like perfect.
Crisp.
Like, how could you not have everything down pat, you'd wonder?
Because they're changing positions. For example, on the CT side, I'm trying to think, I don't want to say something stupid, but I think they changed it on Inferno as well. I remember seeing someone like Bialy is not in pit anymore. I feel like I have that for some reason. Yeah. Like either he is on B or Taz is not on balcony, Taz is on B. I know that one of the players who was there, that they switched like that side of things as well. So that's going to be interesting to see if that indeed is the case, if I'm not just talking out of my ass here.
No, I'll take your word for it.
That's a different dynamic, and that's something in terms of communication, you have to learn what are the timings on that side of the map.
But I mean, would you also say that kind of makes sense when you play together for so long, that actually maybe a position swap is good to kind of stop everything feel? What's the perfect, someone used a cold position? Is that fallen?
Cold position?
Yeah, as in like if you're holding an angle for too long, right?
Okay.
Oh, if it's just like you're just holding an angle,
yeah, exactly. For example, if you're playing pit and you're just staring at apps, it's a cold position after like 30 seconds. It may have been the Danes actually. I was talking to them. Imagine if you play the same spot for 6 years, it's a frozen position. You just kind of sitting there like, here we go again. Mix it up. Keep people interested. I'd get bored.
True. You're all about having fun, Alex.
Yeah, this isn't about winning.
But some guys actually like winning, so playing the same spot for 6 years kind of gives you a very good understanding of that part of the map and timings and crosshair placement and counter flashes and evading Molotovs and throwing smokes and playing around them and defusing
being a master of it.
And throwing a smoke for apartments, what's the right timing, not dying to that one guy who's coming from maps when you split A, because you hate to see that. Yeah. That makes you tilt, that makes you want to install CS, uninstall.
whilst I do agree that there is a lot of merit, I'm just suggesting that there is...
No, I'm just trolling you.
No, I know, but like, I mean, for example, I know NBK, that I spoke to him before, I think it was Lauren actually, spoke to him about their position swapping, because for a while he was like, he moved from long all the way to like B on Dust 2, and they was like, right, here we go, fresh start.
So there's a couple of reasons, right? There's one is if you do it for long enough and you're towards the top, then you can get counter-stratted, right? And the way your tendencies can be exploited.
Just mix something up.
Yeah, you mix the players up, or someone else isn't happy with their playing, and you have to move.
You just start having a... Okay, I feel like the way that was delivered, you've experienced that before.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh. What kind of positions were you in where you didn't want to be?
No. I was always... I just went wherever was left.
Yeah.
I just went... I was the one who was like, well, you don't like playing here? I guess I'll do it.
You were the filler.
You can take the other spot, I guess.
You were the cement for the bricks.
Yeah.
I like that. Right, I've been told we have approximately 2 minutes until this game does begin, and now I want to spend that wisely. Clock starts, and this is where we prepare ourselves to just quickly outline what you have to look out for in that server. As this game goes down, as Henry and Sadakis continue to roar, as hopefully we get a full 30 rounds, what are we looking out for if I'm a Virtus Pro fan and if I'm a G2 fan? What do we need?
If you're a Virtus Pro fan, don't get baited into force buys. They've proven against FaZe here that they can win consecutive gun rounds against pretty much anyone, even on the T side. So, you know, don't go for the dropping AKs and let's try to make it 1-1 at the beginning. Realize that you are a better team at the moment, it seems, at those pure gun rounds, and try to get as many of them as you can in the game.
And for G2, Chad, I imagine you're going to start listing player names.
No, just tighten up. They were getting into bomb sites. They were giving away a lot of free frags, even in rounds that they were winning, and then we saw time and time again there were certain scenarios where, with a 5v3, in a 4-on-2, that they're throwing it away because they're wanting to finish the game too quickly. You're going to finish the game quicker if you win the round you meant to. So just slow it down, take every round seriously, and don't overpeak. That's one of the main criticisms I have for them so far.
I love it, guys. It's been a pleasure. Right, now we just get to go sit back and relax as much, just like you, and watch this one. It is our last game, last map of Epicenter main event day 1. St. Petersburg needs 2 grand finalists, and currently SK Gaming are without an opponent. Will it be Virtus Pro or G2? Henry G and Sadakist will tell you who.
We will try. We will try. They will dictate it. We will just publicize it to the world. Like the world media that we are, except we tell the truth.
We do sometimes. I would like to have a game where we can get shouting and screaming once again. We had a few of those moments on Nuke, some exciting clutches, some retakes, some blunders. It happens in these big games in the playoffs, and I'm sure Inferno will deliver more excitement. It's going to be Virtus Pro and G2, of course, continuing this semi-final. It's been great so far. What a game it was to open things up on Cash. Who would have thought that Pasha Biceps would have been the hero of the map in such emphatic fashion as well. He looked fantastic. Moving on to Nuke, it was G2 just about going over the finish line with a few CZs, some AKs and a Galil. As we get into Inferno, a fresh start for both teams, both with a map in their back pocket. Well, look as to who starts where. Looks like it'll be Taz and Co. Virtus Pro, of course, on the CT side. G2 with one smoke, a couple of flashbangs. No immediate rush coming in. It looks like it's the default to kick things off. And Pasha, with Taz's cam, to challenge towards middle. Taz is all over the place.
Yeah, he's a bit of a wild card.
Tazcam.
With Pasha's name. So now you have to ask, is it Pasha or is it Taz? It was clearly Pasha.
Waiting for any sort of a
there he was again. And again. Body.
Right.
He's just embodying everyone.
I'll try and concentrate on the round. Let's forget about the camera. It will be Pasha. Challenge at Boiler. Caught in the open here, but what a shot that is. Looking for the double as well. Doesn't have to do it. Could fall back here. Snacks helps him out a little bit there as well. Pasha's come here to play today. Taz, he'll find the 4th, and that's going to be a very clean round there from Virtus Pro. It's Body, the last player remaining here. As he looks towards middle, trying to get anything done where he can. Won't be able to find a single thing. Clean sweep pretty much for Virtus Pro, giving away 1 frag. A very slow, interesting approach there from G2. Didn't make it towards the bomb site whatsoever. Pasha with 2 fantastic shots, 1 at the bottom of middle, 1 in the boiler room. His teammates to finish things off. G2, bomb planted, of course. Similarly, that means the force spike comes out of number 2. Very common on the terrorist side. We'll have a look. Get into it. It will be the CZs indeed on Deagle of Kenny S. No revolver business as of yet from them. Smoke some flashbangs to work with it, and it's going to be Bialy. Gets a smoke from his teammate just to allow him to control the barrel position for now.
BK to the stairs. Oiler also cleared out immediately by Apex. We'll wait with the MP9 toward top of middle and approach sure to come eventually. All of them on the A side of the map thus far. Snax in a tight position with the UMP as Pasha backs off, is hoping that he can catch them off. Okay, I was going to say, smart of him to leave that position. There's no need to try and play a bait and switch or leave someone solo, and it's pistols against SMGs.
Final play will be towards A. They've obtained middle at least.
All right, make a liar of me then, Snax. Pasha's coming back too, though, at least, so he's still somewhat nearby.
Likes to push these smokes. Focus on the quad area, flashbangs to come through from the apartments. Damage really inflicted on either side just yet. And here we come. It's Pasha to defend with the MP9, baited in by Taz.
Shot by Snax. Jox gets one back. Taz finds two. Kenny S trying to find his way around. MBK at least gets into the pit, so tries to fire some shots off toward Bialy. Can't quite land them, but Kenny is going to push in behind them. And I don't know that Bialy's going to be ready for this. Hopefully Snax is, as he gets to the corner and over top of the hate crate. Trolley take down the kill and get a second round for VP.
Great work by Taz. He's had a great series as well. Very calm. He's taken away from his play so far in this semi-final. He was supposed to be baiting in Pasha, but he got the majority of the work done there as well. Good flashbangs. Double spray down there. A couple of unarmored heads presented and taken care of.
Taking care of business.
Full eco here. Not a single dollar brought into round number 3 from the French side. Down to Pasha to do some damage at T-steps. Tickles body a little bit.
As in Pasha with crossfire set. Nade goes out. Deploys. Oh, wait. It's Neo that waits for them as they walk around. He'll back off. It's all formality at this point in time. G2 play it slow so they can take advantage of any mistakes that Pro might make. Pasha will do his best with the SMG. He's gonna have to swing back now. He actually got dinked up by his teammate, which puts them low. And Body and Shocks make no mistake, but Snax and Bialy will make up for it all. 3 kills for Bialy.
Yeah, 2 kills are just the Glocks. Pretty much as good as ever going to get. So G2 will take that. Go into the first gun round now. Remember, they did force buy in the second. Unlikely to bring out the AWP in the first gun round on the T side, but definitely still a possibility. Taz just working out what they're going to do this round. With the SMGs available, maybe they'll go for an aggressive play here, try and take control of the bottom of Banana. Pasha brings out the AWP, something that's been a pivotal factor for the Virtus Pro side. Like we said, no AWP coming out of GT just yet. It's not really required on the T side of Inferno, although we did see some unspeakable things done by Guardian earlier in the tournament. See that every day, let me tell you. So go towards Banana, it will be Bialy to defend the very top, not as aggressive as I would have thought. Using that same smoke once again. And G2 will potentially grenade the top. Trying to come through, but another smoke deployed, so Shock sort of bide his time. He knows that flashbang will be wasted if he uses it now. Problem is for Virtus Pro, both smokes have been deployed. They still have Neo there with one in his back pocket, so okay for now, but there's still a lot of time left in the round.
Max with the gap to the door. Molotov down. With the smoke in front of him, still likes to throw the nade. He's been very good in close angles with the AWP in this series so far, but it's a change of pace as G2 back off. And finally, we'll see a B approach. Crossfire established inside of the site. He's not going to be aggressive to contest on Banana. Neo as well playing Orange's one is trying to get as close as he possibly can with the MP9. It's really a matter of Bialy getting a decent spray with the M4 on the way through. and also not being covered off by utility. Smokes will land naturally. He expects they'll go on the back of them, so throws a nade, lobs a nade forward, it bounces and goes toward the bags and doesn't do any damage.
But buying time, they're doing a good job. It's still 20 seconds, that's more than enough. His body still has the smoke as well. Neo with a good flashbang here, but only the MP9 to try and find the damage. He tries to bait in Bialy, but it's not enough.
It's not enough at all because it's just the MP9 in the sight. Neo managed to collect the damage done on Shocks, but Body immediately was always going to take him down with an AK-47. That allows the plant smoke still, or rather, readdressed or redeployed towards CT, so there's no easy access on a retake as Pasha, if he can find one toward Banana, may encourage his teammates to go, and certainly does against MBK, but I think VP is thinking long game already.
Yeah, good call.
They're backing off immediately, and they're going to try and pinch them in and get guns down.
Teammate coming to join him. Time ticking away, though. This is now looking like it's outside the realms of possibility. Now, especially, as Kenny S finds the 4th frag, Pasha to save his AWP. He'll run off. Making sure he's covering his tracks. I thought they were saving before then. That seemed like it should have been an earlier call made. They found the pick of banana and believed in their chances, but I think the bomb was too far gone to make that a possibility. 3 players surviving for G2. Punishing the fact there was a lack of firepower towards the B side of the map, it was, of course, Neo. With good flashbangs, they did a very good job to delay them for as long as they did, but still it was like 15 seconds when the final commitment came through. They get 1 kill, as Bialy pushing for the smoke, trying to back Neo up. He got fully blind, couldn't do anything about it, and Neo didn't have the weaponry to really cause a significant dent on the offense of G2 there. The first round picked up with 3 players surviving. Going to the next round. Double AWP set up for VP. Neo will be joining Pasha. Taz is just down to the pistol here. They have to rely on the early picks, and Pasha knows it. Almost hits the shot. Spots one towards T-steps. No AWP to challenge back, so at least get the information. They could be heading towards B here. There's actually 4 players on that side of the map. Maybe even MBK coming to join him as well to make it 5. They have got banana control, but Bialy's not giving it up without a fight. Spraying off through the smoke. Gets a decent nade off. Actually does almost nothing. Just 3 damage to Shoxy there.
Molotov's down on both sides as Body continues forward. Neo trying to get the pick. Goes back and gets 2! Both Body and Shocks line up and they go down. It's Bialy that's still holding off the angle, spraying into the smoke, and G2 will be so disheartened in trying to get into the B site. Now they go with smokes, but commitment not complete. Apex wants to push through. He does, gets... Oh, what? Got behind Neo, and somehow Neo got the shot even still.
Unbelievable round from him. The double kill, following it up with a 3rd as well, but MBK is still trying to do something with this, but not really enough. It's going to be a 4 versus 1, bit of utility in his back pocket, just trying to make this an expensive round for Virtus.pro at this point. Looking towards B, but Pasha there with the AWP. Presumably he hits a shot. Doesn't actually. He'll fall back. They've got him locked in, so he at least can't escape. Neo was skeptical with the double AWP setup, but he proves that it is wrong.
I need to see that perspective of that last shot.
Wasn't bad, was it?
Like a full 180, just like presses the triggers, he goes by Hiko style with the pistol. Like, guess where he is? Will eventually go down, but his job's been already done in this round for a while. Someone else can step up and do the rest. Yeah, he does it. I don't think he will.
That's actually a massive deal. Because MBK, sure, he only gets 2 kills there, but he stops him getting that secondary AWP. Here's the collateral. They run straight behind each other. Not even a headshot required, and here it is. Hello.
Oh my god.
No scope 180. Why not?
Well, excuse me, rather, smoke from Taz goes toward Banana. That's the equivalent of what used to be the statue smoke where you throw it to Banana while going A.
As the maps develop, people have found quicker ways to do it, so it's more or less the same. You know, you can't do it as deep as you could before, but still very beneficial, and so is that. MBK finds the first shot, takes down the AWP as well. It's the only AWP they've got. No more double AWP setup since he denied it in the previous round. They'll have an open up, and this was the force buy, remember. The Galil to find that first kill. Yes, takes the AWP. Man for the job. We'll be committing towards the A site here. Taz to defend with snacks.
And yes, will go back turn, no flash around the corner. Both in, both by snacks. Even if they go by snacks, Taz is there too. And Taz may fall, but the bomb is also hit the deck. Kenny S on the A site. As always, oh no, don't give him a chance. Don't give him another shot. Now he thinks they're still up close. He's backed off through the smoke. He's got it down to a 1 versus 2. As soon as you give Kenny a chance inside of this site, you have problems. And he's going to go, you know, so close. I thought maybe he might hit it.
Could have absolutely done that. What a play, though, managing to have that crossfire on the site. It looked unlikely there for Snax, but two of them walking past him with the pistols. After having the man advantage, G2 can't get it done. The force buy yields no bomb plant either, so they'll be down to just pistols this round. 5-1 for Virtus Pro, gunning for a place in the grand finals, where SK Gaming wait with a mercenary, no less.
It's absolutely true, yeah.
Just Eagles, PD50s and Glocks here, no nades, no armor. Pasha looking confident. And changed his approach since getting taken down by the Galil on the previous. It happens from time to time. 7 and Kenny S waits by the flames. Likely G2 get much more done than a single kill in this round.
Next will peek toward Boiler Door. Apex sticks a kneecap out. Maybe expected that he was shouldering and would come back, so tried to pre-fire the secondary peek, but there never was one. MBK, meanwhile, gets to the end of the apartment hallway with Taz on the balcony just outside of the door. Certainly going to be there when MBK tries to go in as well. Behind the pillar, they know Snax is there. Goes for the peek. He may get more than he was bargaining for as he pops out and they walk up in a line. It's Taz to close it out. So against Shocks, 6-1 Virtus Pro CT side. Good start of Inferno.
He does it for Virtus Pro. Clean round there, didn't give up a single kill. Great start. It's G2 that are renowned struggling to get back into maps once they have huge deficits. They got for us. We haven't really seen Kenny S do much with the AWP as of yet. The first half of Inferno. Great. Orb comes out T-side. Difficult procedure to have great amounts of impact. The opening stage is where you can be your most deadly, try and take down any aggressing CT players, but for now it's 3 towards B once again. Taz set up that same smoke, and Pasha towards the boiler side of middle. Drops an incendiary to deny Kenny S that exact pick. A little bit of time, and he'll still be waiting. The boiler in position. Pasha by Snax, needs to hit the shot, he could be in trouble.
Close to the... Oh, no. Apex was... Did you...
He was looking at his teammate scream.
He wasn't even looking.
That could have been crazy.
Looked over... Oh, wow. What are you doing there? That was a bit peculiar that Pasha walked out so eagerly toward the top of middle. He was pre-scoped in as well, so he wouldn't have been able to respond to the fact that Apex was beside him.
Too eager there, Pasha. Didn't even consider boiler room as a position. That's a classic default, right? If you haven't seen any T's, the classic default is apartments control, get to boiler, and try and get mid control. Like the fact he doesn't even check that position, it's a little bit strange to me, but punished for it. Apex couldn't believe it as well. That's why he's not even looking at his screen. Why would anyone walk to there with no utility and an AWP in hand as well? There you have it. It's another opening for G2, and they'll capitalize on that one. Apex gets a second frag and the exit out of the apartments. MBK to take down Bialy, and Neo towards a banana, trying to stay alive here. No reason for him to lose any weaponry here. Apex fortunate to be gifted that sort of opportunity at the very start. Lovely arena here in St. Petersburg. Different approach this time with a 360 view.
Yeah, it's quite beautiful.
So cool though, with all the props and stuff. I think they're the only tournament that really brings Counter-Strike to life in that respect.
Let's just leave it at that respect. Let's not go any further with bringing Counter-Strike to life, if that's okay.
Yeah, just in a fun way.
There's no respawn in real life, you know, that kind of scares me.
Hasn't really do much of it. Goodbye here for Virtus Pro. They're being whittled down, as you can see. Only one kit, one flash for Taz and no head armor, so indicative as to where they are right now. Kenny S looks towards the underpass and gap in the grass to protect him. Cool stance here for VP. They haven't got Taz at the very start of this round, but we will be Bialy at the top, joined by Neo, and the next shot comes through. Kenny S tagged up. It's Pasha comes out on top once again. No frag, but sends him packing.
Apex does get out of boiler once more as Bialy gets deep inside of banana. Neo's with him. Good shot. Bialy goes out for more. Can't quite get body. And Neo, with the smoke in front of him, cannot do anything with his position. Does get timing correct, at least, to get out from body. Luck on his side to keep it still their favor as Pasha scoped in and walking again. We'll go back out from the arch. It's to banana, however. MBK wants to sell it. Pasha pre-fired. And MBK not only found him, but backed off. And even though they sat in a 3 versus 4 with HP well against them, He pulls it back with 2 quick kills.
Onto, can he get some body tagged up here? 35 seconds remaining. Needs to be very careful with their choice. It's Taz. Himself into the cubby hole. Looking for that 1 kill, and very likely to get it considering the HP. It's Kenny S has the best chance of just taking him down straight away. If Taz gets 1, he will set up Neo for the clutch, but definitely clutching his scores here as well. That skill comes through. That's going to be Taz surviving. They will be committing towards A, and he survives at the same time. MBK takes care of him. Neo now without the kit or any nades up against Kenny S. And he's so far away. This might not even be worth it. He could probably find a kit in transition. Not yet. The AK-47, but I don't think he'll even attempt this one. Down towards T-steps he goes, unlucky. Good attempt there by Taz. Gets the first kill cleanly by MBK, just locking him in the position. Finds the headshot, his third of the round. He always is a very strong Inferno player. Through the ages of Counter-Strike, he's always been known as an aggressive and intelligent player. Especially on the T side is where he gets the majority of his work done. 6-3. As G2 start to bring this final map to life. Did say Virtus Pro were low on money in this round particularly. They had like 1 kit, lacking grenades, a couple of players without helmets, which isn't a disaster against the AKs, of course. They're 1-bullet headshots, but it just shows you as to where they're at. Spams come through. And I'd imagine this is the Nico from Virtus Pro at this point. Maybe a partial buy with some pistols around the M4. From young Nathan. Very nice work from the boiler room. Third as faces again from cubbyhole. 1 AK surviving. Nothing really brought up around it. We get 1 Deagle for snacks and a PT-50 for Bialy, and that's pretty much all we'll have.
Body around the corner. Down by Bialy, interestingly enough, to just the pistol. Flames at their feet. They won't go any further. Next got the trade back. And MBK did such good work, as you mentioned last round, and that's going to pay a massive amount of dividend down the line.
Throwing the AK away, knowing Lorenico as well. That's fine. He doesn't need it. This allow the CTs from picking that one up and potentially causing some damage if the round develops. In front of the flashbang here. Listening out for the spray. He completely punishes MBK for that. And now he's got a second rifle, and it's going to be a 3 versus 4 in VP's favor.
Taz is anticipating that kill is going to funnel them back toward the B site, so he's gone early on the rotation. They're actually wrapping around from Library. Good find from Pasha on just the USP, and Pasha's got a rifle as well. And those rifles, they do work. Take down Kenny. It shocks in the sight. Quick plan.
Pause as well, just to calm down. Your adrenaline rushes as soon as you have those sort of clutches on the big stage. 3 versus 1, nail it. Your heart's beating, just calm down, work out what the opposition's money's at. And
I just want to point out that chat was all going, E-code, 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 haha, E-code. Yeah, did they?
It's good to know.
That changed really quickly.
They're always making intelligent observations there.
That is true, yeah. That's why I get along with them really well.
You do.
My only friend. The 2,000 non-existent people that chat inside of my head.
Joxy saving G2 there. Could have been a disaster. It did look like they're getting ecoed. It was Pasha that found the silent shooter speaker. That's the flash I'm talking about. Look how wrecked he got in the apartments. Gives him a chance to get into that pit position.
This is the part that impressed me, though. Doesn't take the second fight, just wants to isolate it.
Yeah, nothing Taz can do there. Picked the rifle, but no armor. Down he goes. Flashbang in towards Banana, and 6-4. Tightening things up now. It's the UMP for snacks. No orbs available for VP. One's running a double orbs. I think that was triple grenades towards the sandbags there. So Bialy lucky to not be in that position. Molotovs deployed, and this will be full Banana control for G2. Could get execute off the back of this. With smokes towards coffins, CT spawn flashes over. Don't have to, of course, if taken vision away from CTs and eventually baited out the grenades. Oh, the chicken. No, don't do it. Lives to fight another day.
Bialy will try and hold off everyone over toward B. He's not alone, but they're both playing on the CT side of the entrance. Both he and Neo. Neo, I assume, is boosted as they run back and leave the position to just him. Time being, as there's pressure again toward the mid-wall from G2. They've been great at least controlling mid-wall without losing too many people, but getting there. Looks out for body. Gonna go around. Pasha blinded off of it. Gray screened it out. What a good lineup. Good play from Biawi. Pasha as well, excuse me. Maybe we'll walk back out and find a second as Shox is in the mix. And Snack spots them inside of the smoke, trying to lob one to get a default plant at best inside of the smoke itself.
Pasha's showing us he can do it, not only with the AWP, but with the M4 as well. That was great. Good smoke utilization towards the end when the final commitment comes in from G2. They had full banana control. They opted to fall back and execute on the A bomb site, knowing the CTs couldn't peel a CT player back. Really work out for them. Smoked out, time ticking away. Pasha has with the UMP doing sensational work there, and a clean round victory means they've reset G2 at the same time. AK for Shoxy, pistols around him, and a good nade at the start. Double as Neo finds the frag. Bialy to knock him down after the damage was inflicted at the very start of the round. It's going to be an 8-4 coming in for the Virtus Pro side. Starting to look world class again. It's been a difficult year for them, but this is very good.
I won't call it a I mean, winning an event is okay. Okay, tell you what, I'll call it a comeback if they win the event. But I'll call it, and if they don't, I want to see another event. You know what I mean? Like, I can't just be a one-off for me. They win the event, okay, fair enough. Come back.
I just base it on what I see, but the way they're playing Counter-Strike right now.
Oh, definitely there, but I'm just, I like consistency and form before I'll get amazingly excited that we have one of the best teams in the world back, and I think one of the most exciting teams in their play style. I guess more to the point, I'm hoping that it's not going to be a one-off in saying that.
Yeah, the problem is, like, Pasha doesn't play like this at every tournament, right? Like,
exactly.
The tournament he's had has been obviously influential as to how well they're playing right now. He seems to not be making a single mistake at the moment. 8-4, round number 13. Another investment here from G2. We'll have a look as to how it develops. The crowd is starting to get hyped up. That's what we like to see. Yeah, it's difficult, but I thought it would be. Galil's CZ, they've opted for a bit more utility over the firepower. Slightly misthrown Molotov, will still be fine from Pasha. Same smoke seems to be a little bit troublesome for G2. They have to expend a lot of utility to gain the map control. Bialy, that might be his cue to leave. Takes a bit of damage from the incendiaries there, but flashbangs come in. They're still holding them off for now. A few smokes remaining, and Neo fancies a bit of a challenge here. Flashes over, doesn't find anything just yet, but all 5 players for G2 waiting on the other side of that smoke. They could pop flash through this, but Neo wants to wait and get the first frag. Not going to work out for him. Taken down by the Galil. It's down to Bialy here.
It's fine by body as Bialy wants to go back aggressive. Between 2 flames, 2 Molotovs. Sprays in, they're all low. He might get a chance for more, but he actually does pick up a second. Shox is able to get at least one back and grab the gun as a result of it.
Yeah, well, at least equals the situation now, a 3-on-3. 13, and that's a big pick from Taz there. Finds Apex, going to funnel him towards the A side, and that's where Snacks is waiting. He's in the pit for now, 40 seconds here. They don't have to rush, but Snacks just gets one. That should be the round guaranteed. A decent position to do so, and he might even get a double spray down here. Can't quite find it, but damage inflicted to Shoxy. He'll get out and can't plant the bomb. Nice shot from Pasha to finish off the round. And that was the 4 spike. Galil's AKs and a couple of pistols there. Not meant to be. And presumably, G2 now on another eco. Themselves here on the T side of Inferno. Didn't get the start thereafter. VP running away after winning the pistol. Resets as well. Difficult financial game for G2. I'll take a tactical pause just to calm down here. Kenny S almost absent here. 3 kills, 10 deaths. That was the scoreline when he was on like round number 5, round number 3. Something like that. Like he found those kills very early on. He's had almost no impact at all with the AWP. And that's why Inferno is regarded as one of the hardest AWPing maps for the terrorist side. It's very rare to see an AWPer carry on that side of the map, and if you can't find anything, if the smoke utilization's perfect, like VP are doing a very good job at that. The smokes are on point. The Molotov deployment seems perfect. GT are always going in when time's running down, and it's the close range weaponry that's winning them rounds. The AK is getting on the site. They've only got 4 in total, and they'll have to take another eco here. Apex as well has had one hell of a tournament. 4 kills, body 5. Get into round number 14. They'll purchase couple of helmets there. Surprising they do that. They all in here? They pretty much are. They had like, what, 2K per player? They've got head armor and CZs and all the army and all the utility. That's pretty much all in.
Well, the 9 rounds for VP might increase once more. CZ 75s work their way up to Banana. Now, meanwhile, jumps away from the flames. Return fire, literally. Tags body. It's forced out ever so slightly, but no one ready to peek from CT side because they're both in the site itself. Yowie, orange is one, hoping to get baited in by Neo. Good shots out. Can't quite do it, but Neo starts to line them up himself. He'll fall. Even trade. The pistol's doing well until such time that Taz able to spray through, and Neo posthumously is able to take down a kill with the Molotov.
Once again, it's those utility that's really causing a massive issue for G2. The smokes, the late incendiaries coming out, it's just holding them at bay completely. And nothing they can do, of course, is a nade to finish things off as well. I've been saying that for years about VP, like on the old versions of Inferno. Like, that's one thing I always noted. They knew when to drop the smokes, the incendiaries at the right time, the HE grenades, making sure they get damage at the very start as well. In terms of that aspect of the game, this has been pitch perfect from the Polish side, and if you can hold Kenny S out of a game due to that, that's massive. He can't do anything in this game. He's finding no openings. They're getting opening picks, falling back, deploying the smokes, and he can do nothing with that AWP, and another force buy falls away from G2, and they're on to just CZ here. Kenny S has got a Glock. He's not purchased anything. He's got to go back and spawn, surely. He's AFK. There we go, finally. What the hell was going on there?
Oh, you guys bought? Oh, okay. I didn't get the memo.
It's the last round, Kenny. You got to buy. Oh, I knew that.
Yeah. Paying attention.
He might have just been like adjusting his headset or something.
Emotionally invested. Shocks. Flash bounces, tries to catch off Snacks with it. Snacks won't have any of that. He'll get closer himself and expects that they are still having a presence on the inside of the smoke. They are not. They're actually going to wrap toward Arching. Do so successfully by getting Biawi down and picking up his weapon. Neo does get Banana covered off, so the split not really going to work if Neo's able to close down one entire half of it.
Oh, that's the thing. He has to hold 2 positions now. They know he's at the barrels, and he'll take a little pop shot here. Presumably, I thought he's going to pull the trigger then, and they're going to push through the smoke, and easy kill. Nice work by Kenny S. Intelligent stuff, and G2 could steal this last round away with just the pistols here. It's going to be a 4 versus 2. Of course, they'll go for it. It's Pasha and Snacks and the retake. The bomb not planted yet, so they've still got a chance. It hasn't even crossed over, and they haven't got a smoke to do so. So this could all fall apart, and it's starting to happen now. They know they have to find these frags here, or at least take away the aggro, and now the 2-on-2. Surely not G2. It was looking so good as Pasha comes in from the CT spawn area. Terrorist having a little sit down there.
Yeah. I was noticing that was a little bit funny. Apex literally sitting down and being humble. Snacks to go. Pasha's already behind them, like well behind them as well. Made a bit of noise getting there. Firing squad as they line up. Now they check and realize, and he can't hit the shot. 10-5 is where we end.
I thought he had a chance there. If he had the M4 in hand, could have got the double spray down, but well recovered from G2. It almost went horribly wrong there. The bomb having to cross with no smoke or real utility to get there. It almost went wrong, but still fine for now. Do get the 5th round on the board. The best of halves there, but remember they did lose a pistol and go down 0-3. Reset a few times. 5 times it felt like. Kenny S locked out through the utility usage of Virtus Pro. It's been spectacular. That's a really nice CT half from them. You know, a player like Kenny S completely is an easy feat. They always find a window of opportunity, but that was slammed fairly shut. Well. Second half will begin. The final half of this best-of-3 series is currently 1 apiece in terms of maps. Inferno, always the 3rd map in Vita. It seems like almost every team is comfortable to play it. It's a great decider map. It's probably the best map we have in the pool right now in terms of the way it plays out. The options available, the fast, aggressive tactics available on both sides, the AWPing prowess and the CT, and the executions you can see as well. But enough about that. It's going to be Kenny S. Hungry for blood here as he looks towards second middle. Can't get anything just yet. It's going to be Shoxy set up with the P2000.
I'll let them go by. I don't even think they would have spotted each other. He played with time. Nice shot. Kenny above the box as Neo gets picked from the air. Yowie now will start off the hold from balcony. If G2's saving grace on Nuke was winning both pistols, Virtus Pro are putting a best foot forward to try and do the same on Inferno. A retake required, and it's just the 1 kit for Shocks. MBK. Contact to 2. He will wrap from behind. Head shown, can't find it onto Snacks, excuse me, but his position is quite thwarted and hindered in the fact that they're getting closer and they've lost the player on the balcony at Apartments. He can't swing any further, he has to go back the other way. That's going to work, and down goes Body.
That is pro to do it. First pick from Kenny, low HP in the Apartments, could only find one. Joxy struggling with the P2000. The attack comes through from the Apartments and quad bomb planted, and they seem to find every single kill with the Glock there. Ended up in the 3 versus 1. The G2 just had no grounds to win. Do they force buy in the second round here? We saw some discipline from them on Cash, didn't actually do that on the CT side, and we're going to see more of that here. More and more teams focusing on this approach and knowing you don't have to have armor with a deagle. If you're going to get a 1 deag, it's unlikely anyone's going to fire back regardless. So get those deagles out, sure, but no need to throw the money away completely. I like this approach. I think this is the way the game should be played. It's acceptable on the T side. You don't need as much money to force buy or buy on the first gun round. I have the Eagles, a CZ, 1 smoke. Only 1 player defending towards B. That's MBK, but he had a smoke to buy him some time. So his teammate will throw that smoke at the top. Then he has one himself just to hold them off if required. Not going to deploy it at the wall position, but he can throw it at the choke point as they make their way in. Looking likely to be a B execution here. No one towards Apartments or middle whatsoever. MBK deploys his smoke finally. It's still not going to do a great amount of good for him. It's going to buy him 15 seconds apiece, but after that, what happens then?
So at the ready for the site. Smokes down as well. BK goes to Emo, exactly where that Molotov wants to go. Blinded as well. There's one at New Box, so nowhere for him to hide at all. He just gets taken down, ripped apart by Neo. In they go. As Apex at least gets a shot back to Taz, but Neo makes short work of him through the smoke. Try as you like to pick up another deagle, Kenny. You're not going to get the shots through the edge of the coffin because Neo shuts him down. So 3 kills for Neo, all 3.
Nice shot. Good position. That could be a possibility. It's Basher taken down. Body can't upgrade his pistol, but out of reach. He'll fall back, hold a more defensive line, wait for anyone else, I guess, thing. But most of the time, the T's will exit down towards Banana. Make sure no one's going to be ninjaing at this point. Giving his position up. He's got no armor to work with here, so just hoping the fact that he got the gun down there, the bomb will blow it a bit further to him in CT spawn. He'll be able to pick that up, presumably, or wait for this explosion to go off, and we'll see what weapon he gets. I'm not sure if it's an AK, probably an SMG considering the play made at that point. What is it? Can you find it? It's a MAC-10, so that's why that terrorist was pushing through. He doesn't really need that weapon in the gun round. It's not a big deal if he loses it. It gives him an extra $600 if he gets a kill. But here we go. Virtus Pro winning both pistols here on Inferno. Running the 3-0 in the second half. Of that great work. 10. About to say nothing too impressive, but through the smoke is always beneficial. Make it a double. All right then.
I always order a double, Hank.
I know you
that.
do.
Sometimes I just
not always the best
order
outcome.
A triple. I think it's a great outcome every time.
Every time?
Yeah, pretty much. I haven't had too many bad experiences. Body. Forward by the barrel. Just 4 to go for Virtus Pro to win their 3rd best of 3 against top opponents this week. This tournament knocked out Gambit, who nearly took the series off of FaZe, then knocked out FaZe themselves.
The boost coming towards quad potentially, pushing the smoke at Arch. I like this again for a straight up wrap. It's the round against the G2 pistols. Shouldn't be too difficult, but I still like the calculated attempt, making sure they don't give anything away. Smokes towards the Arch, the library, and the quad indeed as well. 13-5 will be coming here. This is looking very good. Who would have thought? Virtus Pro is a huge advantage. Distance now making the grand final.
All quiet again on the Western Front. This shocks MBK and Apex. Spread out across the map. Maybe try and look for some exit kills and guns. In doing so, Shocks posted inside of the apartments. His teammate making a ton of noise behind him. That's Neo. So he'll go continuing forward, and Shocks behind an open door. Will not be able to get a rifle. Door open for this exact reason, hoping that MBK could clean up anything further, but No such luck.
There we have it, 13-5. Clean conversion from Virtus Pro. Inferno's looked pretty spectacular so far. Can't interact like we usually do with these lives, man. We normally have some fun.
Yeah, I get them to write words and
we got ESL out of them before,
That's
remember?
true. That was incredible. That was awesome. It was awesome indeed. Snacks was certainly awesome on entry. We get to the guns, and Kenny S on the AWP is heading toward middle.
He did not fully invest in the second round. So you get the AWP, a couple of, well, one kit and some okay utility as well. No incendiaries, but it's always going to be a difficult first round for the CT sides. They're losing that pistol. Bit of a bonus situation considering we've got Neo on the Mac 10, 2 unarmored heads, so definitely caused some damage with that weapon. Pasha back on the AWP. A few rounds away from closing this one out. Most unlikely storylines coming into this event. Virtus Pro in the grand final. It'd be a reality at this point.
Smokes get bounced both directions, Kenny. Find the gap inside of it. They're gonna push. It's found out by Shocks, though, finds 3. Somehow as he jumps back up on the railing, he'll shut down everyone that walked out, hoping that they were gonna be blind, hoping that they were gonna be flashed off, and they trip over each other.
Yeah, it wasn't the prettiest 3-man in the world, but they all count. Guarantees the round as well. Great work by Shoxy.
Taking it back to save already.
Why not?
Well, all the way back down towards spawn for now. We'll see if they stay there or not.
Reason for G2 to give anything away at this point. Make sure they allow their own money to swell. Was a bit of a bonus round there from VP considering they had the Mac 10, but opting to get out the apartment. Smokes deployed, flashbangs over. Shoxy brave enough to stay on the balcony position itself. Gets gifted with 3 kills. A little bit clumsy on their exit, but obviously when you hear the gunshots coming in, you're trying to stop, work out where he is. You can't see anything because everyone's got grey screen. You need a really clean exit out of that balcony if you're going to go out with the smoke down. See, all the kills required. And all players will survive as the time expires on the terrorist side. They'll get no money for this, Taz and Pasha that is, but they've got plenty in reserve, along with their teammates as well. They can definitely buy up into the next round. And the campaign begins for G2 in the second half of Inferno.
Great entrance, but countered off. They tripped over, literally over Shocks, and it held them all up and in place. Didn't expect them to be so close, obviously. And they managed to at least carry some guns over VP, so we go 13-6. A little bit of hope instilled back into G2. But hope needs to become confidence. They want to continue this on. Kenny didn't have a spawn to quite go for the mid-pick last round. He actually stopped up. This time he's gone all the way around the A site, and he's playing the Boiler side. Boiler, which Snacks now gets in. Which Snacks now gets inside of. This is it for Kenny, as Taz wants to face it off. Shot from Pasha already over towards Shocks. We'll try and force him off the angle. Smoke goes down. It doesn't. Ooh, it does just barely cover it. I thought there was going to be a gap inside of it. He pre-fires but can't find anything. Back to the site for Kenny. Shocks, meanwhile, Cubby with mid-wall occupied. The question is timing. He's going to fire into it, and that should signal to get away because, yeah, there's the Molotov immediately after.
Pull back to more defensive lines at this point. Tried the challenge for those smokes. Didn't really inflict too much damage. So VP successful in the first part of this operation around number 20. Default leading to mid-control. They can fall back towards B. That's definitely an option. That's like exactly what will come through. Smoke towards Coffin. Smoker spawn. Flash over. Molotov. First oranges or maybe even new boxes. 2 players to defend. MBK and Apex. They've got 1 incendiary, 1 flashbang to hold off a full assault. I'd assume it Snacks on the other side of the map. I like this boost though. This is quite cool. Apex will be protected from the flashbangs. They drop the incendiary at the perfect time. It's going to make things uncomfortable. He gets nothing for it, but MBK, he's going to find the double kill. Drops the bomb at the same time. 15 seconds remain.
15 seconds remain and rotations are on their way. There's no one directly toward the line of sight from CT just yet, so they can focus MBK and they'll do exactly that. Luckily as well, it's the man with the bomb who goes all the way through, and so he'll allow not only to get the kill and the plant, but a decent post-plant setup by virtue of already having players in Banana. Pasha and Snacks, the 2 that are posted. Kenny gets closer at Ruins. And I hate to say it, if they don't win this round, they're going to be in Ruins.
Absolutely. Money in the bin.
Pasha holds. Peeking rather than holding, and allowing time to be a factor because he knows it's still 3 men up, so might as well get the early shots where he can. Can't do so. Kenny puts him down. So too does Biawi, but it's Snax that's left alive. They don't know where he is. It was doubled up from Banana, and they're taking so much time that all he... Oh, that's close. I think he's got it.
Yeah, he's definitely got it. Kenny S just about saves the round there. Good lord, I thought Snax would be a little bit more calculated there. Maybe bait out a defuse and phase after a few seconds, but trying to challenge, bring it down to the 1v1 early. Definitely touch and go there. You're absolutely right. G2 give that round up. That's money gone. 14 rounds of Virtus Pro. That could have been the end of it. VP know it as well. Pasha unable to hit the shot from Banana. Bialy in a decent position. He got one. The man advantage there as well. Couldn't do it. Taz knows how close they were to winning that round. They have to wait. And he's still available here. How well equipped G2 are. Still in danger of being reset here. Remember, the rounds are close. The money's not established. Lose one. And that's it. VP will keep buying here. Kenny is still on the AWP.
And no damage done. Now he gets ever closer inside of apartments. And he's definitely posted for his entrance. He'll smoke it off instead. Wants to turn his attention elsewhere, namely toward the arch side, top mid entrance. Toward the site with arch covered off. Rotation as well, keep in mind, from Apex. He's at CT. 3 players, though, go directly by the arch and sit front library. The question is, with the smoke down, who strikes first? Is it Shox who gets his vision back? It certainly will be, but now Apex to try and flank. They have to have coverage in both positions. Taz got to the site but couldn't go any further, and G2 has a lineup. Kenny's got a shot, and Snax is going to go down. Shock gets the kill.
GT is giving them nothing to work with there. Such a passive hold right in the middle of the site, meaning the Virtus Pro, sure, they had mid control and the quad as well, but just playing so deep in the bomb side, G2 just picking them off, making it really uncomfortable in terms of the duels. Crossfires enabled, and as soon as they had the attention towards the bomb site, players facing from the pit, shutting them down. And the tactical pause comes in. We could be seeing all 30 rounds now. G2 starting to sink their teeth into the second half. Chance for Cuban to get involved in terms of the tactical side of the game, sets it on. Like he's saying too much. It's a chance for Taz to rally up the troops here. Work out what the next play is going to be. It's starting to warm up now. Big round on the retake of the B bomb side. He's got GT back in this. Pro doesn't look like they'll be going all in here. 3 rounds in a row for the French side. 13-8. The overall score. Just PT50s in a CZ. Bialy with armor. A few flashbangs. Got a lot to do here, believe it or not. Virtus Pro need 2 just to get that point. Good nades at the start. Look at that damage inflicted.
Massive damage inflicted indeed. Yeah, it's the armor, the rest do not, so they took the brunt of it. Not bad. Not even many bullets fired. The odd spam G2. I'll back off and rest sides of the site. PK has vision. That vision, he should soon spot pretty much everyone going by. 3 players so far. There's the 4th. Ian Apex getting the kills. Calm down. No plant coming. Not this round, I'm afraid. Not for Virtus Pro. They still sit on 13. And it's up to 9 for G2.
Closing the gap indeed. Not really much done with that round there. A few flashbangs towards B. But as Pro starting to feel the pressure now, still with quite a nice bed of rounds to work with. Challenging at this point.
Crowd trying to get behind VP. Guns again, no AWPT side. May not be the worst thing in the world, we've talked about it. It's a tough map for it, and we saw Kenny struggle with it.
Oh yeah. No easy feat to start opening things up. Guardian has impressed us the most so far of the T side AWPing potential. Going to the final few rounds now. Kenny S misses a shot, but body certainly doesn't. Very well played, baited him, tucking himself in the corner. Get that opening pick and make up for the miss. 7-4. Now they can fall back. They've had great defensive holds. Passive crossfires on the A side, especially if you have the man advantage. That's a very good strategy to hold. You can see one in the library, one in the site, one in the pit. players at B. They don't have to rotate anyone just yet, but still, Virtus Pro still within a shadow winning this round, considering they have all of the utility. With vision towards CT spawn. Smoked out for now. Oh, he baits him out. Takes the shot. That's brilliant.
Yeah, that's very, very well played from Pasha in the site. However, he's taken down by MBK, and the Molotov segregated him long enough that MBK can get reset. It's awkward, though. He flashes down. He still finds Snacks, and they can't find him. He's only got 13 HP, and Kenny's going to get Neo to save him. At least for a little bit longer until Taz finds a kill, but it's Taz versus 3, and he's desperate.
Yeah, going for that fake plant, trying to bait one of the CTs out. Bring it down to a 2-on-1, then it's possible. Unfortunately, he doesn't get the bomb down just then. Trying to do it once again. Finds Shocks. What a shot that was. The one that won't be converted.
Well played from Kenny to be ready with the AWP and not get caught baited in by the fact that he switched from a nice shot towards CT. And we get closer still. G2 is in this absolutely 13-10. We have an absolute chance, especially with the economy getting whittled at each and every round, that they pull this off.
Set up there from G2, changing things up each and every round this time. 2 players in the apartments. Kenny has some body. As we saw, Kenny has missed the shot, but made up for in spades by body, taking them down 5-on-4 at that point. They go in towards B, and it's MBK, the hero. But Pasha took down Apex through the smoke. MBK jumps in one himself, finds a couple of kills, stays alive for so long, buys time for Kenny S to rotate in. He nails the shot, and it's Taz with an impressive display towards CT spawn. Doesn't get much done, and this will just be a tactical purchase. I've started calling this when you just get 1 AK out, you don't fully commit, a few pistols, and then Pasha, who's been playing very well, if he feels that he can actually cause some impact here. The AK-47 as the loss bonus continues. I think they're at maximum next round. Wouldn't be this round considering got 3,400 on Neo. Double digits for G2, that's always a milestone. NES, knowing that the orb's unlikely for them, faces towards T-steps, but he is very close towards middle, needs to be careful. The pistols thrive in close-range situations.
Early pressure seems to constantly be toward A from VP.
Just to know as well, double orb setup coming out for the first time. For the French side.
Kenny and NBK, we've seen it before in this series, but not on this map. Balls deployed from VP. Isolation of Pit. They're already inside of it. Snacks well inside of it. Body's completely blind. If Snacks had gone sooner, he may have found him. But he's the only one there, and he doesn't want to reveal himself too soon. The smokes are going to dissolve any second. And the problem is that Body should spot Snacks when they do, but he fires. That gives himself away. AK picked up for Snacks, but he gets... Oh, we snapped away. I thought that was Snacks going down. It was Taz that was found at Arch. I was going to say, if Snacks went down immediately, that would cause problems. The fact that he still has the pit to work with.
Exactly. He can buy so much time here. They know it. They're going to try and boost up. This is getting a little bit scary for him. He's locking 2 players in the site. And now he knows they're still locked in there. He's going to call for his teammates to come back. Potentially going to go for the pincer maneuver here. Seeing Kenny S stuck in a horrible position, knowing Snacks can pounce at any moment.
The interesting thing is they still elect to go this way, despite there's only 1 in B, because they have... It's the lesser of 2 evils, the one you know, the devil you know and the devil you don't, because they know exactly where they are. They're in the site. But Shocks has potential on the M4 to find multiple. And Kenny on the op needs to be quick. He's downed already. Snacks trades it. That opens it up. They just have to get the plant in. This started out with pistols, and it could find the 14th round. 8 seconds, they'll go for the...
Smokes in to at least get close to the bomb site here. And flashbang deployed as well. Can he find anything here? He hasn't shown he's got the orb just yet, and he misses his opportunity. That was his chance. Bialy jumps up into his crosshair. He wasn't expecting it. And Virtus Pro steal the round away with P250's armor and 1 AK-47. Sure, it's Pasha that doesn't get the kills with the AK, but his teammates certainly do. Snacks just buying so much time there. The fact he gets in the pit,
he waited as well to get the exact moment to strike.
Got in there. And they knew he was in there as well, but they couldn't risk losing a player in that situation. In towards CT spawn. They got called back. They pincered the site, knowing that Shoxy and Kenny were stuck in a horrible position. It's going to be invigorating up there for Virtus Pro. Take a tactical pause. Like we always say, if you win a big clutch situation, take a timeout. Just work out what the plan is going forward. Let everyone calm down. Celebrations will come through. Emotions riding high.
Round to win after getting shut down on the previous gun round.
Absolutely. Everyone back in the zone. Money going to be strong for them now as well. Partial behind the previous. Warp. Screen has had a quiet game by his standards.
Kenny. As well. Contended position with the AWP off toward the boiler side of mid. Shots rattle out from the op. Taz will smoke off arch side. A boost as well, Shocks above the smoke to make sure they catch off VP before they get around. Shoulder shows not shot, but now the spray comes through.
That's enough. 2 kills coming in, the boost. He'll to frag. 5 on 3. We've seen these positions before, but G2 have given them up on previous maps as well. Snax steals a kill back. That's towards Quad, trying to make his way towards the pip. Still plenty of time, 50 seconds, but Snax isn't messing around. Good flashbang, can't quite find the frag, but there it is. Headshot comes through, and now he's leveled the playing field. Bialy chimes in as well.
Oh, and Neo found Shocks. All 3 of them covered each other because they should have been traded out, and Kenny's broken. Kenny's completely broken. This will be map point for Virtus Pro. They had it done. They had it dead right. Snax hits the first shot. Bialy gets both them. Kill the person that would have traded them, and then Neo takes the person that would have traded Bialy.
5 on 3 again for G2. It's not necessarily them making mistakes there. It's Snax just going beast mode as he flashes the bomb site, finds 2 kills out of nowhere. Bialy helps him out, but it's so demoralizing. Knowing the money's low, MBK knows, oh, I have to do something here. I can't allow him to run away with this one, but gives up the orb. Might have wanted to save that one. But 5 series points here for Virtus Pro. Seconds away from making it to the grand final. Look at the money. It's in disarray. This is going to be such a difficult round for G2. I assume they take the tactical pause here if they've got one left. But Kenny, yes, as he saw, he is a broken man. Can't get anything done here on Inferno. It looked so good in the playoffs. Sorry, the group stages. The playoffs is where they seem to lose that stardom, and like they completely bulldozed their way through the initial group stages here. The strongest looking team. Was with Virtus Pro again.
Call another one. Slow it right down. Don't let this slip away and get to overtime.
Well, has to remember the auto shotgun on Nuke.
Yes,
so they have come close to doing this before. They want to close it out right here and right now. Famous, 2 CZs. The M4 for Shoxy. No kits. Little utility. They have got smokes, but no incendiaries. Observer's had enough. He's out. As we get into round number 26, potentially the final round. What they've got? It's going to be a banana rush potentially here. Straight in. MBK to defend. Leads to the face. Bialy will obtain map control on this side of the map, sending a tremendous amount of firepower towards B. Fine for now. Got 2 CZs at the B bomb side to hold off a full execution potentially from the VP side. Not looking good.
Kenny. Boosted to the flower pots.
This could do it. Position sometimes overlooked in the high pressure situations of the few rifles they have available. It will be the BX map, as I mentioned before. Smokes, CT spawn, Coffin, Snax always. This is how they close it out versus FaZe, you remember. Snax towards the archer side by himself, AK in hand. It was very scrappy, but he got them into the round. Potentially could be the exact same finish here again. Flashes to come through. Deep breath, G2. Virtus Pro are coming.
Neo to lead the charge. Counter flash from MBK. Kenny's still waiting. Kenny's got a lineup. He's got one. MBK finds the other on the cross. They drop down. It's G2 to find kills. Taz gets one back. Make it a double. He's got MBK. That levels it out. Taz wants to hold the plant. However, they make... Oh, not want to. But Pasha again outduels Kenny on an AWP, and it's all on. Look at Body, deep breath.
No kits, one flash. Famas and M4 separated. This kill could decide it. Shoxy gets it. 2 versus 1 now. Does he have anything left in the tank to convert this to a victory and keep G2 alive? It doesn't look like it. Pasha finds the final shot. What an amazing performance from him throughout this series. They lost the first 2 frags there. The boost overlooks, but Taz recovers the situation. Pasha with the 3rd, and they've done it. They're going to the grand final against SK Gaming.
And what a matchup that will be. Virtus Pro. 3 very, very toughs. We'll finish the autograph session, but very tough series by Virtus Pro. And they take down 3 unlikely opponents.
В финальной схватке сойдутся SK Gaming и Virtus Pro.
Well, there's the official announcement for the final.
A little bit more.
Apparently, I'll let this finish.
Well, you made a good point there, Matt. They started with Gambit. They went on to FaZe, and now they're doing it against G2 as well. It's been a magnificent run for Virtus Pro. Could they do it and come back and win one of the biggest tournaments of the year so far and finish it off against SK Gaming with a mercenary in the final? It could happen. The fairy tale could be a reality.
Certainly could be. G2, they'll play tomorrow against ASTRALIS.
Oh, I feel what you mean. It's a third place. You're right. I forgot about that.
Whereas VP will play against SK. But VP, invited to the event, have been in the biggest slump, arguably, of any professional team ever, let alone for their history. There was rumors that this event would be the last for this 5 if they didn't change something in terms of their play style. I don't know if that's in question or not. That's up to them, but they're certainly back to the form we're used to seeing from them, and the exciting style as well.
It's great to see. The old dogs stepping up as well. Taz, amazing in that series. Pasha, his performance speaks for itself. The AWP revitalized and finding amazing, amazing shots there. Quick scopes, close range, every single time hitting. Oh, that kind of kills it. But there it is. They will be winning it.
Oh God!
It's
It'd be even worse if only we could hear it. The stream's like, what is going on?
Why is he shouting?
Yeah. Fair enough.
But yeah, that was really fun. What a series. I'm glad it went to Inferno. It went all the way. G2 felt they could have held on there with the, like I said, the boost commonly overlooked in those sort of situations. I think the chips are down, the pressure's on, and they ran past it, but it wasn't meant to be. What a series it was. It's been a pleasure today.
Incredible. Yeah, that was awesome.
We'll be back tomorrow with the 3rd place game and the grand final. But for now, we'll throw it back to Alex and the boys to finish this one off with a bit of analysis. So over to you.
You really just cannot quite put this one together. When you looked at this event from the start, you saw teams such as, say, Gambit, FaZe, G2, as hot contenders to take it, and Virtus Pro at the bottom of the barrel, some questioning the invite itself. And yet here they stand in the grand final, one final hurdle to overcome. The Poles have truly stood tall. Backbones of steel. I'm joined by YNK and Chad Birchall. These guys have shown a level we have not seen. That's been said. But what has to be said is the resilience. They have not only done it, but they've done it versus opponents like G2. We could not stop praising G2 in that group stage. Wow.
You know, Alex, this is reminding me a little bit of SK's run when they were Luminosity at DreamHack Winter 2015, right? They like made the roster change for them at the time, but they lose like the first game of the tournament, 16-0 to Fnatic, and they go on this crazy run where they beat like NIP, you know, TSM, that's now ASTRALIS, NVS as well in best of 3 series, like just one after the other, all the way up to the final. That seems to what's VP doing at this tournament. You know, they lost the opening series to SK, and then after that they're just beating Gambit and FaZe, now G2. These are like the world's best teams pretty much. So it's incredibly impressive that they managed to also, every single series is a 3-mapper despite their loss. They're grinding out these games time and time again.
Grind, we use this word a lot, don't we, Chad? Grinding out wins. It's not necessarily, they don't need the game in their favor to come back with a win.
And they even had to grind out a couple of 3v5 scenarios, and there was a few gifted as well. So they're pretty lucky with that, right? They had a couple with bows on, and they had a couple that they had to rip away from G2 towards the end there. But I think to close that out, Snax was the man who was doing a lot of pivotal plays, and he finally arrived for VP. We've been saying he's having a rough tournament, but in that Inferno map, when things got hot, when things got hard, he had a huge impact. From pit on that eco round, staying there, just juking, making the 2 site players, they can't move when he's in that position. Fantastic little maneuver by the VP guys to run across the site, draw the fire, take them down. That was a great play, and then he followed up with another big round after that.
Just to continue on that thread, look at that round, so 4v3. G2 in a 5v3 situation, the round before last. Okay. They have the pretty cool boost on Arch, they get that kill, MBK gets the kill with the op. What happens? 5v3, you see Kenny S running across the site, wants to get to pit. Now, thought process is fine, you want to get to pit, there's no one there, you're all towards side, but you have to be aware because of your setup, you know, the T's could be there. There's a chance that someone could be there, and a player was there, and Kenny S dies, and that gives away like the fact that there's no one towards that side of the map. They get the favorable trades after that, good pop flash into the site, and they win a 3v5 round out of nowhere, and you feel like that completely broke G2's back, because if G2 wins that round, they reset VP, they can probably take it all the way to overtime, if not even win in regulation, but you know, that completely fell apart, and that's just in those high pressure situations. You need to have the composure, the presence of mind to know what the best move is.
Obviously, all credit to VP here for pulling out a huge win, but early on in this map, I was just looking at G2 and thinking, what are they doing? Like this round here with the MBK, you got 3 kills. That was all MBK. This is a 1v3 eco bailout by Shox here because they just had blunders, and I put that down to individualism in the sense of they're just going for solo plays and we're just getting picked apart by VP. Weren't really getting anything done until the later portions. And I just question why. Like, what is the thought process behind them approaching the game in that regard? Because they have strategies. Like, you get up to the certain point, you get boiler control, you get this, you get that, and then you work as a team. Sure. But for me, watching G2 in that first half, it felt like, hey, we'll get to a certain point, we'll get second mid control, which you basically gifted anyway. We'll do an execute and hope it works. Or we'll just try and make picks on our own, and if that doesn't work, we just get shut out of the round. It was very confusing, the approach.
Absolutely, and it's also the fact, you know, a couple of executes that you did see was mostly, you know, take banana control, and that, you know, that's all good, like take map control and then go into a B execute, and that works mostly when your opponents have low economy, right? When they struggle to have the smokes and incendiaries and so forth. I mean, has to be mentioned that this time around it was VP who won both pistols, right, and had that good start, and you can see that they definitely needed it, considering how close the game was. But it's not just about that, you know, they also, despite winning the pistol in the second half, they had to grind out the game. Like, G2 got back into it, they had the control of the economy. VP had to win consecutive, like, full gun rounds in order to come back into this game, and they managed to do so, which is much harder than you might think.
No, absolutely. I mean, that is, whilst at Yenko, we are giving a lot of credit to Virtus.pro, Chad, I am sensing that there is some criticism still to be levied towards G2. What is it in their gameplay that just kind of...
Well, Yenko pointed it out, that one round, you know, just giving away free kills when they have number advantages. If they closed them out, even without the 2 pistols, I probably would have given them this game, right? The round that we had with Snax in the pit, right?
Yeah, that's an example, isn't it?
That's an example of where they have the number advantage, and then they just... It was a fantastic play by VP, but that's where you have to have the initiative to either, you know, leave the site, go for a play, do something. It just feels like when they should be sitting back, they're not. And when they're going aggressive, they should be super passive. It's just like, I feel like maybe just poor decision-making, maybe bad communication. Kenny did say that was the key to this team, and you saw a bit of tilt on the people's faces towards the end of that match.
Certainly did. Looks like he's going to be another return for Bialy. You can see him there in your best performers category again and again. Taz Pasha and Snax, that's the one you were talking about, Yenko, or rather Shad, actually. He's back. It took him, you know, 3 days.
What was this? This was their 10th map?
369
the tournament. No, it was like 3 best of 3 maps, 9 to 11. So 11 maps for him to finally step up. But there wasn't a better time for him to do exactly that. They needed a bit of a push because they were hitting a wall a little bit on their T side. You could see early on that the Shocks highlight from balcony, that's one of their go-to strategies, but you know, it didn't really pan out. G2 was ready for it and so forth. So eventually there needed to be a bit of a, you know,
something had to happen. Something had to happen from Snacks, and it did. This is going to be one that I think not only we, but Virtus Pro will remember, especially if they can complete the set. That is, of course, tomorrow. That's
their toughest opponent yet, Alex. The only team that has beaten them in a series all event.
Yeah, but I mean, isn't that just absurd that we find ourselves kind of saying, not only saying SK versus Virtus Pro, but just saying, like, who can stop them? We thought maybe Gambit would do it. In fact, we really did think Gambit would do it. Then we thought FaZe would do it. Like, as in, okay, fine, you've had your fun.
Yeah.
It just keeps coming. I mean, I'm not going to start saying any 100% victors for tomorrow at all. I mean, I've lost all predictability.
No, absolutely not. Like, there's no clear favorite in that matchup. I mean, if you look at it on paper, how VP elevated their game after that first series, you would probably give them the edge. And also the fact, you know, what we always tend to talk about, playing the same team twice, can't beat the same team twice in the same tournament, and so forth. That's going to be interesting to see. But, you know, to just like talk a bit about G2 here, yes, we will see them tomorrow as well in the third place decider. Very interesting game, I'm sure it's going to be. A lot to play for. You can see what we talked about their individual performances, right? 5 players being in the top 10 rated of the tournament. You look at this, like no one showed up, more or less. You know, like Shocks had a okay series, better than what he had recently. Kenny S, very underwhelming compared to his performance up until this point, and that's the problem for G2. VP in their series against FaZe, no one had like a positive KDA. They still managed to win it. Why? Because they play as a team. Yes, it was skewed by them being blown out on the map, they lost and so forth. But you need to be able to have something to fall back on more than just players getting kills and like having triple kill rounds, like Chad pointed out, you know, the MBK round on the T side, Shocks 1v3 and so forth. You need more than that. You can't expect that to happen every single time.
You can almost paint G2 with the same brush as FaZe with that criticism, right? You know, the people have to actually show up to make frags to get them across the line. And we saw with, because FaZe in their infancy still, they're very early for this roster, they're still evolving strategies as well. And it seems like G2 to some extent, it just looked to me like there was no cohesion from G2 in that T side approach, right? And that's just can't happen.
Yeah, well, they're going to have a lot to think about because they're going to be having not a day off, but they will be watching the grand final from the stands. Let's bring up today's results so you can see exactly what you may have missed had you not joined us from the start. We did have SK versus Astralis, a matchup that was famed for being an incredibly close one, and indeed that was a quickie. We're going to be refining that one. But yeah, SK Astralis 2-0. Astralis put up somewhat of a fight. They're going to have... you know, I mean, I don't think they're going to have a bit of a chip on their shoulder, I think. I mean, I saw some of the tweets, a lot of the players feeling they didn't perform optimally.
That was a very close game. Like, even though it was a 2-0, that was a very close series between SK and Astralis. And I think just a few little adjustments, a clutch round going the other way, and it could have easily been a win to Astralis there.
And, of course, VP versus G2, if you just joined us. Virtus Pro have done it. I still feels weird to say it and see it, but we can talk about what is coming up tomorrow. We've got one more day here for Epicenter, and this is your grand final. The scene is set.
I feel just like VP is more and more like just trolling everyone, you know? Like at this point in time, people were like, a lot of people were like, why would you even invite VP to this tournament? You should have invited someone else, make them go through the qualifiers. Some of the other tournaments where they got invites for, same thing. And then they have this amazing run, right? No matter whether they win or lose, this is an amazing tournament for them. Not just in terms of result, but in terms of the level of play displayed, you know. And I agree with you, whether it was Chad who said it or Jason, you know, that, you know, when VP plays well, like the scene is more exciting. Counter-Strike is more exciting when they are a great team. And this is just now going to buy them like 6 more months or 9 more months of getting invites and coming to tournaments. I just hope they're going to, you know, show performance like we've seen here more often.
Could not agree more. This is your schedule. 10:30, bright and early Central European time. We will be jumping into Astralis versus G2, and then we have SKVP for you to dig into with that grand final. This is a $500,000 tournament.
Does daylight savings kick in tonight?
It does.
All right. Yeah. Well, it's going to be even earlier then, isn't it? Good. You're going to lose an hour's sleep.
Got it, yeah.
No, you're going to get an hour's sleep. It goes back.
Huh. I'm not smart enough to know what's happening. I'm just going to go ahead and Google it.
Cool.
Yeah,
cool,
you
cool,
should
cool.
too.
Yep.
All right, either way, guys, if you want to be setting an alarm and to get up for that one, you should go ahead and make sure you account for daylight savings time. There you go. With all of that said, I think that is everything we needed to be aware of. We know what's coming up tomorrow as well. Could SK really, really ruin the VP run? Can they start forging a new path with bolts? All of that stuff and more coming up tomorrow with our final day at Epicenter. Guys, let's go get some sleep. Let's go chill out. Enjoy St. Petersburg. It's not for me. I'm exhausted. I'm going to go to tuck myself in, and we will talk to you guys tomorrow for the grand finals. Join us then as we return bright and early to kick off our final day at Epicenter.
Что такое сериалы? Puzzle Movies — это сотни сериалов на английском языке с двойными субтитрами. Русские и английские субтитры можно включать одновременно или по отдельности. В каждой серии доступен подробный сценарий с контекстным переводом каждого слова. В разделе сериалов премиум есть дополнительные материалы для изучающих язык, словарь серии, видеообъяснение непонятных моментов, выражения и фразовые глаголы, а также тесты с вопросами.
Bolts 1 versus 3. As soon as they know where he is, he's going to be in trouble, and he gets isolated. dupreeh to take him down for another triple kill. We've seen dupreeh make some pretty big mistakes, but he's also had some really good rounds, so I guess maybe it balances out in the end.
Yeah, he could just be responsible for two of the round wins that they have on this. That one we talked about, the great shot on to fall and to open up the round, and that one here. That sometimes it can be so frustrating because it's the simplest things that sometimes work. I'm sitting here saying Astralis has run out of nades, there's a minute and 20 seconds left on the clock, and dupreeh just walks out T-mid with the confidence that Device is behind him, and they find 2 kills.
10-4, 15th round coming up, last of the half, and finally SK's economy is at a point where it doesn't look good, but it's also the end of the half, so if they can make this work, it's going to be frustrating, and a great flashbang to come in. Fallen takes down dupreeh, Kiebu's going to fall next, coldzera close range, and they win that Ivy fight. This is great play. SK, almost no utility, and they just go aggressive.
This would be a great kill to find, and that's Bolts, and even Device getting one outside. The next big obstacle is Fur on the flank. He's actually going to be able to find Device depending on what he can hear, depending on how quickly he responds to it, trying to disappear into the smoke. It's all down to timing. There's one kill. He turns around. He predicts it. He's brought down solo. And it's a 2-on-1 now. Astralis looking like they can get their 5th.
How do you win this round if you're coldzera? There's a Molotov on Device. You don't have a defuse kit. You do have the armor in the AK, but you almost have to go quick. And there's the preemptive Molotov actually coming down. That's a bit aggressive. Jumping for the headshot on Sip. That's incredible from coldzera, and he's going to tap the bomb once. He's got one single chance of doing this, and I think even maybe then the time is almost out, and that's going to be the end of it. No chance. He had to hit that straight away. So 5th round here for Astralis towards the end of the half, and a very good job. Just looking into the ground. I think SK are going to be quite happy with this first half.
They are, but you know what? Astralis is going to be as well, all things considered. I mean, finally finding a way to string 2 together right at the end. They got the 5 that you mentioned. They're going to be happy with right about that. So not a bad half from either team whatsoever. Astralis does eventually find out the winning formula.
Now here's a big question, Moses.
Yes.
Can Astralis win a pistol round?
Can Astralis win a pistol round? They certainly can. They have the physical ability to do it. They have
bullets in the guns.
Yeah, they do have bullets in the guns. It comes preloaded. But yeah, this has been a struggle for them all tournament long, and that's got to be wearing it in. This is one of those things where a 10-5 half is great without winning pistol on the T side of train.
Yeah,
but it puts you in that margin where this is a score where you need to win the pistol on the second half. You pretty much have to.
Yeah, it's that buffer, isn't it?
Yeah, once you get to like 6, 7, then you can maybe give up both pistols, but at 5, you have to win one of them.
Well, let's see how this folds out. Second half coming up here. First map of the semifinals. SK and Astralis. And Cold Zero is going to go down. That's Kirby pushing aggressively. He had backup from Device, so that is a great pickoff to have early on.
You also have the CZ. Great gun for that kind of a situation as opposed to the USP. And now Glaive's even spotted some out towards Ivy. They know Fur's in mid, but this is going to be tough now.
Oh no, that's going to collapse everything, and Taco somehow running down Dupree with a headshot. This is going to be very hard now. Device with a big kill on Bolts, taking him down. They're all coming out from the C connector, and they're getting funneled in and shut down. Sip unable to hit the shot. 3 bullets left, and he's going to go down to Fur. Triple kill for Fur in that round, and SK, that is monumental. And there's a decision. I think this all comes down to Glaive, right?
Yeah.
When he I think he only sees 1 or 2 at Ivy, so he's not 100% sure how many people are there. He can either stay and fight, or he can sort of fall back. But when he falls back, he actually gets caught, right? And then you can just tell there's no coordination any longer after that.
I mean, there was the Ivy players who might have done the damage, but what really won the round is that one player lurking out of team mid and just finding a safe place behind the trains. That's what really causes Glaive to make the mistake of where to fight and where to go. And he does damage from long range. They have to pay attention to him because they're out in the open, and it gives the window of opportunity. So Astralis give up a pistol where they had a man advantage, and we said they had to win it. This is a nightmare scenario for them. Pistols upgraded, armor as well. Doing everything they can to respond in kind in the second round.
Also means that if they don't do enough damage or even win this round, then the 4th round is going to be M4 sure, but it's going to be limited on grenades. That's part of the sacrifice you make, getting all this armor and pistols.
Fallen waiting for a peek. Oh, Device actually wins that. He's been phenomenal with the Deagle. Still, Taco equalizes towards the inner bomb site. There's Zipnix, the one that falls there, but still SK is going to be patient across the map. It's Kirby who's rotated, or no, excuse me, it's Device who's rotated inside to kind of shore up the defense there, and Glaive is pushed aggressively. He's got map control.
This is a position that's so versatile. It allows you to hear really far back on the map, so if they start to make any noise, even in T-spawn or something, you can hear it quite far away. And if they go main, then who knows?
The question now is the timing of when SK starts to move. They're still pretty spread out. The bomb's going to be on its own here. If it gets picked off, but Glaive, he might have jumped the gun. He gets impatient, tries to make the play, and he's brought down to just 1 HP, but Dupree again. If ever there's a player to save Astralis in this match, it's been Dupree time after time.
Deep Molotov towards his position. Bolts wins a critical fight against Kirby. There's only 14 seconds, and Device goes down. Bolts bringing it back now for SK Gaming. And Dupree, he's running through the fire. He was hoping they were planning out in the open, and he's going to get shot down. Great triple for Bolts. Definitely not a round that Astralis should have given away that easily after getting the first couple of kills there. That could have been a lot better.
No, he just needed a little help from his teammates. Just even 1 kill anywhere else on the map. That's a great hold from him. Even getting the AK-47, that could have turned it on its head. So SK, gets away with 1. They do win all the other fights, so props to them for that. But
here's what's interesting: when Dupree gets those kills, and Glaive even spotted Fur in main, you would have thought that there would have been more people at the A bomb site just to prevent the bomb plant. There was only like 11 seconds left, so. Right. I think a little bit of mistiming there for Astralis.
It also could have been the panic of Astralis, of players coming to take those fights very, very one by one, just because they knew the time was so late. They wanted that desperation. Fallen's going to lead the way, getting 1 kill but trading off, so he's got the intel. It's all right. It's just a MAC-10. They've still got 2 left, and Taco, he knows he has Dupree low. Reloading as he runs up into the bomb site, and this defense has absolutely nothing to hold with. They're all going to fall 13-5. Now the lead starts to feel insurmountable.
Yeah, I mean, especially because of the economy, right?
Yes.
You know that it's going to be quite a number of rounds before Astralis get to that safe spot where they could realistically give a 14th round to SK and still buy no problem. I mean, if they can't even do that, then this first map could be over very quickly.
Yes, it's right on the edge. This win has to go to Astralis, has to go there very, very strong. Device, despite picking up the Deagle in the second round, is able to get the AWP, but look at the damage and utility. No kits. Only got 3 smokes to play with here, but this is a good start. Xyp9x getting aggressive of his own and returning the favor. He got punished by that kind of a play a couple times in the first half.
Yeah, you like to see that. What you don't like to see is the fact that there's only 2 smokes and no flashbang left, and maybe as a result, Astralis want to go aggressive. They're going to shut down Fur in main, thanks to Kiebu. 5 versus 3. Surely, Moses, there is no way to lose this.
You'd hope so. They're making the right play so far. They've got the op on Device all the way towards the upper ramp inside of the box hall, so he's got a great range there. And everyone else is back into the bomb site. Just set up the line. They're going to have a crossfire over towards Ivy. And basically at this point, you just tell SK Gaming you have to execute if you want to get into the bomb site. We're not going to give you any picks. You have to commit to a fight somewhere, and we're going to try and have 2 players at that point of contact. It's Fallen, whose number is called to lead the way.
Is he trying to look for the lineup in the ceiling, I wonder? Because of the smoke, he can't really see anything. He's so close, scoped up, 1 missed shot, and he's going to be gone. There's no one there to back him up, but in fact, the Astralis are falling back a bit. Flashbang right in his eyes. They see the gun barrel. Fallen, he should already be dead, and Bolts is going to go down. Kirby with a great triple in this round. Cold Sierra, that kill, and the second one needed to come a bit earlier. Now there's only 30 seconds left, and he's going to get isolated. Device will take him down, but that's all Kirby's round.
Yes, it really is. The only thing that saved Fallen throughout that flashbang was the fact that Bolts was pushing up Old Hell. I mean, still intelligently in a 3-on-5, Fallen and Bolts are trying to work together to take a fight out towards Ivy. That flashbang just kind of ruins the dream. Great job from Astralis there to hold on with very little utility. Now they only lost 2 players. They can upgrade into some kits. They have a double op setup that they've salvaged as well. So now they can start fighting, but that's the first step. The next one is string them together and build up the bank, and you can see a tactical pause out of SK because they know this round is sneakily important. Even though the lead is so big, if they're able to even just keep the money low, even just get the kills, they need to come up with an effective strategy, and they cannot get picked off the way they did in that previous round.
So much on the line here from map number 1. Picked by Astralis as well. And map number 2 will be Mirage, and I mean, I don't even know how to predict that either.
No.
Both teams know how to play it.
Yeah, I mean, it's an exciting map for both teams as well, especially when you consider SK. This is one of those maps that they have. Fur has his trademark aggression on this map. Everywhere on the map is available for him to push whenever he wants.
Old Sierra topping the scoreboard, followed by Taco and then Fur. I feel like that is a great sign for the Brazilians here.
Great sign for Astralis is that SK Gaming is playing it conservative with the money. They don't invest too much into this. They don't actually want to fight for the round. They just want to do damage. 1 AK on Fur. What can he find? There's a missed shot from Device. Dangerous. Xyp9x gets caught out. This is a rare mistake.
Device is there to follow it up. That's a critical kill. Otherwise, he's going to get completely shut down. They are pushing up behind him. The backup is coming in. Is it going to be too late? Device in a lot of trouble trying to get up the ladder. He's going to get shut down. Kirby trying to bring it back. And Bolts, he's so low and trying to pick up the bomb. It's going to get him shut down. Very dangerous coming out here for the Astralis team. Don't want to give anything to SK. They are going to be able to save the round, but doesn't take much, does it? That got so dangerous for Astralis.
Xyp9x caught with a nade in his hand. You will not see that frequently on the inner bomb site. SK not able to capitalize. They only had the 1 AK-47, so not a whole lot of tools to use. And actually, all things considered, that wasn't as costly as it probably could have been. SK gets helped out, I think, by the bomb dropping through that smoke a little bit more towards the back of that inner bomb site.
Yeah.
Or Astralis does, yes.
You have to expect that probably Sip is playing off of the AWP shot from Device.
Yeah.
And then maybe he just sort of like gave up on it and Device takes the shot anyway and he's like, oh, wait a minute, I don't have the right grenade out.
Yeah, that one player was a little closer, but hold the phone. Glaive, it's his turn. He's wise to fall back because Fallen is ready for that peek.
Nice enough grenade. It might not seem like that much damage, and HEs are so difficult in global offensive, but when you have those M4s in play, it's so nice to be able to win a spray fight versus an AK because of, I mean, not against Fallen, but against Bolts.
Even just a dink, right?
Yeah, even just a dink. You know, even the 3-bullet spray there. Device winning a big kill against Bolts. And smoking off Fallen just to be extra annoying.
Yeah, that was fast shot as well. That was supposed to be a bait. Bolts running across for Fallen to get Device to take the shot so Fallen can trade the kill, but it was just too fast. Now, Device uses some mobility of his own. He switches up. He goes towards the middle of the outer yard. It's Glaive who takes up the mantle of defense, and Ivy, and he's going to push. He's going to get aggressive, at least towards the box. And listen for sounds. Dupree in ladder room as well.
Yeah, he will have heard Taco jumping, so maybe he can guess that there's something coming next. Are they going to go for the double drop down, or is it just going to be some sort of flashbang? The bomb is being brought over. Fallen is peeking. Oh my god, the timing so incredibly close. That could have been Fallen dead, I think. Now Device is ready, and he's going to take down Fur again. 5 versus 3. Taco jumping down and shot through the smoke. Dupree, he had it right. So 5 versus 2, and now SK Gaming, they need to at least do some damage here. 2 versus 5, don't think they're going to win the round, but they need a couple of kills, and looks like that might not even happen. Fallen getting hunted down in between all those trains. That is definitely a problem.
Yeah, they're doing it, Anders. They're making this comeback happen. This is great. They've done a phenomenal job in this half of finding a couple kills. The op is now, starting to heat up on Device, so he's found his picks towards Ivy, towards Team Mid. But even if you look back to the first gun round, it was Caribbean pushing up in mid, finding that 1 kill over the top of the train. It was towards the inner bomb site. This is really, really good stuff that Astralis is bringing out. Just finding ways on the CT side to get the opening kill, and then play more passive into the bomb site. Force SK to come to them in a disadvantaged situation.
Starting to close the gap ever so slowly, and they're still playing what looks like a really good CT defense. See what SK's answer to this is going to be. I love the 3 Deagles. Maybe we could see some action there. It's a bit of a shame Cold Zero's already gone, but there's still some options.
Taco's spamming down. Glaive's in some danger here. Does Fallen want to pounce? He's probably surprised him, but Glaive's ready for it. Doesn't matter, though. Swift shot with the Deag. And now Fallen's got an M4, and he's found positioning.
He's really deep in behind enemy lines. That's going to cause a little bit of trouble for Astralis. Sip wants to go and fight it, and he reads it so well. You could even see from Fallen's point of view that Sip was so ready for it. 4 versus 3 now. That's such a shame. If they could have executed with Fallen still being there, like pushed into B or something, that would have been really annoying. Well, Taco's definitely gone.
Yeah, he's definitely dead. Fur got to watch all of it, and now they're zoned in on his position as well. Caribbean with a nice shot. Astralis on the CT side looks like they're a little bit sharper. There's some bullets coming out from Bolts, but he's not going to get the kill. Eventually will go down, but good round from SK coming into this with just pistols and finding a plant out of it.
Yeah, it all matters, right? Even 1 rifle taken away, that little bomb plant. Especially when you get to the end of a game like this. It's so hard to keep a track of. I mean, we really have almost no way of doing it, but just the sort of the cumulative effect of saving a rifle here and there, getting an extra bomb plant. Once you get down to, and this could be one of those 14-14 type games, then you really sometimes just wish you had an extra $300.
Sometimes just a flashbang.
Yeah, that's
more importantly, a kit. It was always a big deal.
Oh, yes.
See Glaive here, the in-game leader. Really salvaged their T-side with a couple round wins at the end of the first half. It's 13-9 now, as the defense is really being marshaled by the AWP of Device, and Glaive's going to get aggressive. He's not slowing down whatsoever.
Really wants to put the pressure on Device, sacrificing a lot of health just to try and win the fight, and he's going to go and re-peek against Fallen. That seems like complete madness. Bit of a standoff, and it's Taco instead going down. So really rewarded for his patience, and now Dupree up close in main, going to win that fight against Fur. Another 5 versus 3 here for Astralis.
And importantly, none of these kills that Astralis has just gotten, Dupree making a little mistake there, you can't trade them if you're SK. Device is at an off angle where Fallen just can't see him to get that pick on a Taco. Cold Zero's got to be cautious of it now. And Fur coming towards mid, Dupree finds a kill that no one else can respond with. So this is great from Astralis that they keep it up. Now the entire offense is split. 1 in T-main, 1 above ladder, 1 in Ivy. Fallen, Cold, and Bolts can do nothing to help each other out, but this is a sneaky play. How has Fallen managed this?
He's a spy with an AWP, sneaking his way in behind enemy lines, and that is big. He's going to get shot down from above. Glaive with maybe 1 position there that Fallen just couldn't account for. He did actually check for it, but couldn't see him. Great headshot on Device from Bolts. 2 on 3 still, and with only 30 seconds and the bomb on the site here, this is going to get tricky. Bolts goes down. Glaive with a really big impact in this round. Cold Zero, last man standing here for SK Gaming. Try and stop Astralis from getting onto 10, which would definitely be a big number for them right now. He's looking to see if he can get the swing, but they're going to double peek him. The timing is so good.
That was beautiful. I thought Glaive was just going to play the time game, let Zipnix play for himself and just hide in the corner. But that is a disgusting double peek that you just cannot beat. That's almost impossible, even for coldzera. 20 and 14 quietly gets up towards 20, I feel. But listen, SK, this might be a situation where they need to change things up. We've only seen, I think, one timeout out of them. They might want to use a second into the next time they buy, which is right now, which they don't do. But they need to find a way to stabilize and not bleed players in the first 30 seconds of these rounds.
It's really the openings right now, and you'd think SK had enough players that knew how to open a round, so let's see how this goes. Aggression coming out of Pop Dog, running right through the flames, and Dupree ready to take one, and almost a double. Kirby there with a return instead. Fur in the corner, gets the great spray down on Glaive. Now they're a man up. This is looking much better for the Brazilian side. Sip and Kirby are definitely in trouble. Can they get that quick bomb plant going for another fight? And that actually brings it back for a 2-on-2. And somehow Kirby makes it down the line. Sip getting the kill on Fur. How's it falling apart? SK, they had everything going for them, but they wanted to fight instead of getting the bomb down. Fallen, can he do it alone? Captain of the team, and right now it's all on his shoulders. He's got the AK. They're already on the train. Does he realize he's in a very dangerous position here? Looking for the shot, and Kirby gets the perfect timing. That might have been the round. That was a big round there, and SK should have won it.
Yes, they took way too many fights, didn't they? That was a bit unreal. Taco does a phenomenal job, just coming out, swinging out a ladder room into the flames, and the one kill he gets is Device, who has been an absolute menace with that AWP. He's been using it at range to pick them apart. That's what gives him the avenue to even get into the bomb site, but no reason to really need to pressure that connector a whole lot in that situation. Get the bomb down, use some utility, force the defense to be passive just so you can get the plant and win it from there. Fallen even with a chance in the 1-on-2, but just the timing of those peaks was incredible between Kirby and Zipnix.
Now, the fact that that round does work so well, it's just the end of it that falls apart, but the beginning is really good for SK. Is that enough of an insight? Does that give them like a little spark you think that says, oh, this could be used again?
It's possible, but I think the tough part is it probably is also a spark for Astralis to say, oh god, we have to worry about the fast strategy. Like, we can't let that happen again, because they're probably a little bit caught off guard by that. You could see, I think it was Dupree guarding ladder room who threw the Molotov, yes. Looks away after it, not expecting anyone to come charging through. He wanted to be able to focus on team main while that Molotov burned, and he gets punished for it, or Device gets punished for his lapse. You have to say as well there, I just talked about coldzera having 20 kills in this game. He missed a big kill, yes, jumping on top of that bomb train. That's one he gets 9 out of 10 times.
Yeah, you have to agree with that. Quick jump down and no punishment just yet. That classic Molotov going out. There is 3 Deagles, 1 CSAT 75, and Fur there with the AK-47. So definitely a winnable round for SK. They have quite a lot of grenades as well. Just, again, the openings. One good opening.
Well, that's what this utility is designed to do. We saw these kind of buys against Virtus Pro work very, very well, getting the pistols really deep down the lanes, and there it is. Look at that, catch him off guard. Fallen's found one. Dupree still in ladder room. It's a strong position to be in, but he's vacated it now. There's Device peeking up over the flames, bringing Fallen down low. This has got to be, if you're Dupree, you're so uncomfortable in this situation. You have no idea where they're coming from next.
No, he's covering like 4 different angles all at once. There's no backup, and suddenly Fallen, who snuck into the sniper nest, will get the kill on Dupree. This is a ridiculous round. Definitely frustrating. He must have been on the radio just yelling at his teammates, why is no one showing up at the A bomb site? I need help desperately. And the cross, that was coldzera with the bomb. Device really wants to peek it. Sip is going to go for the retake as well. They've spotted, Fallen up there. 1 grenade would do it. Device going to get the kill on coldzera. 3-on-3 actually.
It's Fallen patiently. The op rings out. They've got to flush him out of this position, but he's going to win that fight. Now they come up the ladder. Finally, Kirby gets it. Taco and Bolts, a Deagle and an M4 against Zipnix and Kirby.
Bolts has got the perfect angle for it. Spray against Sip will win that easily. And Kirby's in trouble. He's got the kit, but how can he force them out? Tapping the bomb. It's only going to reveal 1 player at a time, and I think the time is simply up. He has to fall back. It's a stunning headshot to take down Bolts, but there's just no time. And Taco, just for style points, will shut him down.
Yeah, the exclamation point.
How does Fallen win all those fights with no health at all?
Well, you were onto something. It did tell Fallen that there's a gap in this defense that he can exploit. And once again, 2 rounds in a row, he's able to wrap around the outback. Just that 1 kill of the alley defender. And this is why Dupree is left all alone at the outer bomb site. That utility that SK had was used towards the inner site. It caused 1 rotation. That left Dupree and the Ivy player outside all alone. And once the Ivy player falls, Dupree just has like a decision to make, and he chooses to get out into the open, try and find some kills, but once he gets 1, they're so patient with how they handle him.
Seems like speed is the key here for the Brazilian side. Down Pop Dog with 2 players running into Dupree, who was actually flashed for the beginning of that, but does get the kill on Taco anyway. Now it's a 4-on-4, and they want to keep up the pressure. A lot of aggression here. Also in the B bomb site, where they've managed to wrap around, and Sip uncharacteristically out of position here. It's still a 4-on-4, and the bomb is down. Significant damage onto the SK team, but ASTRALIS looks so confused. That's a huge kill on Fur, though.
It really is. And how do you get back into this round? The bomb is ticking away. They're going to go for it. They've got a flank coming in. It's Glaive. Device trying to help his teammates get out. There's the pop flash. It doesn't matter. Fallen's not blind. Now pushing up. coldzera's got great map control at this inner bomb site. They have to let this flank come in, but this is taking too long. Glaive needs to get results right now. Caribou with the kill. Glaive still pushing forward. Fallen patiently waiting, but he's got two angles to check forward. He's getting shot from the side. He's got to drop down. A defuse in the smoke. They're going for it. The knife is out. He's going for the stabs. He's got him down to 3, and he's got him. Fallen wins the round. A knife in an op shot. 15-11.
That took so long, just stabbing away in the smoke. We've seen that fail 100 times, and it's always painful. Not this time. 15-11 in favor of SK Gaming with an absolutely massive round. Somehow, Fallen has made his way to the top of the scoreboard again.
What a clutch play from the captain of SK. That is big boy plays right there. But this is going to be the struggle now. SK is calling another pause. Don't mind this whatsoever. You just got onto 15. But here's the switch up they've made that's so effective. They have stopped spreading out across the map. They have stopped letting themselves get picked off the way they were in the opening stages of this half. And now they've gone fast. It's high octane. It's adrenaline. It's get into the bomb sites. It's very, very quick out of these choke points. And the tough part for ASTRALIS is they've now lost, what, 2-3 rounds in a row? They're going to start running low on money. So normally what you'd say is, what do you do to stop a fast strat? You drop a Molotov in the choke point. You double nade a choke point. They're not going to have all those tools to use. And even SK as well. I mean, think, the force buy they won was a fake towards the inner bomb site, hit Ivy. This previous round was a fast fake towards outside, hit inside with 3 players. So now you've got ASTRALIS guessing as well, and they're so low on weaponry.
That's a great push for Fur, almost catching the kill. A lot of damage onto the pre. He wanted to get close with the Max 7, but he's just not able to, and they have nearly nothing on the ASTRALIS side. This could just be a genius play from SK Gaming. Again, more aggression coming out in Fur. So deep in the bomb site. They're down at Pop Dog as well, and pushing the Danish players back. This is looking really great here for the T side. Bit of a spray coming in there as Glaive is immediately gone.
This is so sick. This is so smart from SK. This time they feigned the fast, aggressive tactic. Look at how much utility they forced ASTRALIS to use. And SK knows they have the advantage in weaponry. So they do the fake high pressure execute and just sit far back. Use these AKs at range, and only now when they've got 3 kills do they even think about going towards the bomb site.
Beautifully done, controlling this round incredibly well, getting control of the game. Fallen with the kill on device. Sip, the last one left in a 1 versus 4, and he goes down. SK Gaming pick up map number 1 of the semifinals, which is Train, ASTRALIS map pick. What a great comeback. It looked like they had actually lost control of that second half, and then just one quick rush, and they realized what the idea is.
Yes, and ASTRALIS is going to be so bummed about that because